Live from Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boise Deets Field here at Swain County High School on a beautiful Friday night. This is Maroon Devil football here live on the Maroon Devils Network. Hi, everybody. Gary Ayers along with Cody White joining me for tonight's broadcast. A young man who has played in this rivalry. He has lived with this rivalry, as many of us have for many, many years. And we're here at Swain County High School tonight to see it once again. And tonight the stakes are high as always. Cody White, our Maroon Devils, coming in 7-0, undefeated for the first time since 2012. We're 3-0 in conference play. Those Murphy Bulldogs are right beside us. They're 2-0 in the conference, 6-1 overall. And as I mentioned, I know you've played in this game. You know what it's about. And it just doesn't get any better than this, does it?
It sure doesn't. And as I was coming in, I saw that it was like the days of old where everyone's trying to get in here. There's no place to park, nowhere to go. So it's a good feeling that we haven't had in a while, and it's really important. And I think the kids are pumped up, the fans are pumped up, and all the signs and everything coming in. It's just a great atmosphere.
It really does. Hey, I've got to ask you right off the bat, though, one of the greatest blessings in life I think you've experienced. Tell us how it is being a dad these days.
Well, let's just say I was a whole lot more prepared for Murphy when I played than I was to be a dad. I'll be honest, so there's not enough books or anything that you can read to prepare yourself for that. So.
Oh, no question, but it's one of the greatest things in life, isn't it?
Oh, most certainly. I won a state championship. I played in a lot of games, but that's the most rewarding thing that's ever happened to me. So it is a blessing.
Oh, no question about it. We see the guys warming up down on the field. Not a whole lot has changed since you were playing in this very game yourself. Murphy still runs that wing tee. Our Maroon Devils are still running that veer. One thing I think that is different tonight as compared to last year. As we know, last year it got ugly over at Murphy, 49-7, a game where they just pounded us all night, 396 yards rushing. It was a game that was 21-7 at halftime, still within striking distance, but that third quarter really got ugly when Murphy put 21 more points on the board for a 42-7 third quarter lead. And one thing I think, Cody, is different about our Maroon Devils in the fact that I think our offensive line is playing much better. I think our defensive line is playing much better. These are some of the guys who played in that game last year, but they're a year older and a year wiser, and I really like the way our guys are playing on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and that's where it's going to be won or lost tonight. I think that's going to be a key play. I don't want to take anything away from the specialty athletes, the quarterbacks and the running backs, but it's certainly going to be a line game tonight, and there's no doubt about it. And I think our kids are bigger, stronger, smarter, faster than they were last year, and I think we're a whole lot better prepared for this game.
Oh, I think so. And you're talking about some of the skilled people, and they are really, really good. We're talking about the quarterbacks, of course, and our Damian Lossy, who's having another good season. As a matter of fact, I think he's grown up and improved as well in so many ways. Coming into this ball game, 459 yards rushing with 8 touchdowns. He's hit 24 of 48 passes, right at 50%, 456 yards, 5 touchdowns. And look on the other side for the Murphy Bulldogs, Rumfeld, very young man, a sophomore who's 5'10", his first year at quarterback. About the same stats as far as passing goes. So we're looking at 2 quarterbacks who don't throw it a whole lot, Cody, but are very effective when they do throw it.
It is, and I've noticed Damian's gotten really good at that, and that is a key thing, especially against a team like Murphy, where you have both the veer threat and the quarterback is just as much of a threat as your running backs are at being able to run the ball and then being able to throw the ball. I know that helped us a lot with Scotty McMahon and his ability to both throw the ball and run the ball, and I think that you have that dual threat here, and that's something that Murphy's going to have to pay attention to, and hopefully while doing that, we can sneak in some of those veer plays if we get them caught looking for the pass.
Hey, no doubt about it. Now you played offense and defense. Tell us what is so difficult about this Murphy wing tee offense. One thing I know, nobody else runs it. That's one thing because you don't practice, you don't see it every week. But what makes this wing tee Bulldog offense so effective and so hard to stop?
It's a misdirection in the backfield. What they're trying to do is to get you to look in the backfield. They have running backs going a lot of different ways, quarterbacks iron out, turning different ways and everything like that, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you to look in the backfield. And the key to stopping Murphy is you have to make sure your players are not doing that. The offensive linemen are going to tell you where that ball's going. The minute you look in the backfield, Murphy's going to beat you with the misdirection. But if you can follow those linemen, you've got a good chance of beating Murphy. And I know that Coach Gentry has changed some things. He'll have his linemen go one way and then run the ball back the other, but he doesn't like to do that. He's ingrained in his system, but that's going to be the key. That's why the wing tee is so effective. And how they run it, and not to mention that Murphy runs this from youth football all the way up. They have honed this thing. These offensive linemen know exactly what they need to do, exactly who they need to block, and the running backs know exactly where to run. It makes it real difficult to stop.
Oh, no doubt. We'll come back and talk more about David Gentry. A big night for him tonight. Fans, stay tuned. We're rocking and rolling here on the Maroon Devils Network. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 2 minutes after this timeout. Stay with us.
Catch the Maroon Devil games all season long on the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back. Just want to bring you up to date on some other activities going on at Swain County High School. The Smoky Mountain Conference Volleyball Tournament for the varsity will begin Monday at 6 p.m. at Murphy High School. I think our girls are going to be playing against Hayesville on Monday. Again, this is the conference tournament. Now, the JVs will be playing at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning at Murphy in the JV portion of that Smoky Mountain Conference volleyball tournament. But we mentioned just a moment ago, Cody, about the record that we're looking at here tonight, and we hope it doesn't happen until next week. We're talking about David Gentry, of course, not taking anything away from David Gentry. If he wins tonight or next week, whenever that might be, he will become the winningest high school football coach in North Carolina with 413 wins. Jack Holly right now has 412 wins. Jack Holly coached at several schools: Tabor City, Hallsboro, Wallace Rose Hill, West Columbus, South Columbus, Harrell's Christian. 412 wins. David Gentry, of course, has tied him with that win last week. And with a win tonight or a win next week, and again, we hope it's one more week. But David Gentry, 413 wins, and that's an incredible career.
It is an incredible career, and I know that playing against Coach Gentry and all the coaches, you don't like an opposing coach, but I had an utmost respect for Coach Gentry. He was one of the coaches that in the meetings about who was going to be all conference and everything like that was very straightforward, never beat around the bush, and was always good to the other coaches and other players. So.
Oh, no question. Gentry started at Murphy back in 1983. This is his 36th season as the Bulldog head coach, and of course, Coach Gentry is now 73 years old, winning a state championship last year as they went 13-1 last year. And but again, he has 8 state championships. So congratulations to Coach David Gentry. As we mentioned, just wait one more week for that win number 413. Talking about coaches, let's check in with our Taylor Holt, who had a chance to talk some Maroon Devil football with our head coach, Neil Blankenship. Here's Coach B and Taylor Holt.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. I'm here with head football coach Neil Blankenship. So congratulations, coach, on another win last Friday. What can you tell us about how the team played last Friday?
Well, I thought we played really good special teams. I thought our special teams played extremely well. We've done those things well all year, and they'll be a key part in this Friday night's game. Defensively, I was real proud of the way we played. They only had 65 yards of total offense and 4 first downs, so we did our job on that side of the ball, and we moved the ball well. I think we scored on every possession we had the ball except for one, so I thought that was big for us until late in the ball game, but we took care of it when we needed to. So I was real pleased the way we went over to Rosman and played. It's not always an easy place to play, and the kids handled that well.
Now, I heard you mention special teams, and our kicking team, or our kicking game, started off a little bit rough this year. What can you tell us about how it's come along and other things about the special teams?
Well, this is their first year kicking in a varsity game. They haven't been a part of that before, so it's a lot of pressure. And with kicking game, it goes up and down. But they come every week to practice, and they only get to practice a few days because they also play soccer. So the more practice they get, the better off they'll be. So I think it'll continue to get better as the year goes on.
This week, Murphy is coming to us, so what will be the keys to denying Coach Gentry his record-breaking win?
Well, I don't care nothing about Coach Gentry's record. It's more about the game, and it's us about trying to win the conference championship, our next step for the conference championship. So I'm more in tune to that part right there. But special teams will be a big part. We've talked about that already, and anytime we play a big ball game, that'll be a big part. How well we tackle will be another big part. Their back runs real hard, and we'll have to put him on the ground, not let him break any tackles. And then us turnover battle is going to be big. So I think those 3 phases of the game will be very big for us.
Also, how important will the home field advantage be for us this weekend?
It ought to be a great crowd, and I'm excited to see what's here. Anytime, I tell our kids all the time, playing a game like this is why you practice, why you play this game. You can go play these games that haven't mattered a whole lot the last 2 weeks where the score's been lopsided, but when you win championships, these are games you're going to remember later on in life, or these big games right here.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
This has been Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Please stay tuned for everything maroon and white. This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest. Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
Fans, welcome back. Just heard the national anthem by the award-winning Maroon Devil Marching Band, and we appreciate all the work from Taylor Holt with Coach Blankenship. And he made a couple of good points in that interview, Cody, talking about we've got to play good special teams because so many times special teams are just so underrated, and sometimes that can mean the difference in a ball game with your punting and kicking game.
Yeah, and sadly enough, a lot of times special teams is overlooked in a game where you're trying to focus so much on offense and defense and schemes and everything like that you lose complete track of special teams, and it can come back and bite you real quick.
Oh, no doubt. He also mentioned the fact that we've got to tackle well because we know Devontae Murray. He had a big game against us last year at Murphy High School, one of the outstanding backs here in the mountains of western North Carolina. And Devontae is a guy that, like Coach B said, you got to put him on the ground.
And that's right. And I watched him play Christ School over at Murphy, and he has a very strong frame, very, very low to the ground, runs very low to the ground. So you're going to have to make sure that you get your head across him and wrap him up. If you slide off towards those legs, man, those pistons are going to keep turning, and he's going to go right by you.
Talking about the Christ School, of course, that's their only loss this year, losing 27-7 in that ball game. So obviously that's a game that Murphy probably learned from. Of course, I think any team in the mountains would have trouble with Christ School. They have an amazing group of athletes over there. So losing to them was by no means anything to be ashamed of, was it?
No, it certainly wasn't. They had a great group of athletes. They were really coachable, and they understood the offense that Murphy was running. And with the athletes and that understanding, they were able to keep Murphy, especially in the second half, all the way on Murphy's side of the field, just about every snap of the ball. So,
oh, no doubt. Talking about Murphy, of course, they had a big win over another quality team in the mountains, the Pisgah Bears, early in the season. And I think that's the only loss that Pisgah has suffered until last week when they lost in overtime to Smoky Mountain. But so Murphy has, just like the Maroon Devils, they have played some really quality teams this year.
Yes, most certainly have, and I think that's what you have to have. I mean, you may have some close games and everything like that, but in order to play at that next level, your kids are going to have to face a little bit of adversity, going to have to overcome that. The worst thing that can happen for a team is to play slack teams all the way through the season and come up against a team like Murphy, and you haven't faced that wall, haven't faced that adversity, and it's hard to overcome.
It really is. And another thing, at times this year we've had the opportunity, and it's really good for our younger kids to come in games that we've controlled early. For example, like last week at Rosman, a lot of kids got to play in the fourth quarter. But tonight I think it's going to be one of those games where every varsity senior and player, they're going to have to play 48 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. You're going to have to play an entire ball game. And it's one of those, it's the hardest thing for an athlete, especially. Thank goodness it's cool, but especially early on in the year, if it is warm, athletes are going to cramp up. They're going to get exhausted. They're going to get tired. And this is why you have those tough summer workouts. You have the wind sprints at the end of practice and everything like that. Is for times like this when you do hit that wall, you got to climb over it.
It's funny you mentioned that, Cody. I've talked to a lot of high school football players the last several weeks, and one of the things I ask them is, what is the worst thing you really hate about football? And almost to a 100% same answer, it's wind sprints. Nobody likes to do them.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And one of my worst things when I get on the field and you do anything that you had to lay down. We had that circle drill we would do, and in the middle of the summer, that Bermuda grass is just like asphalt, man, and you can't catch your breath down there.
Oh, no doubt. Now we're seeing our a lot of our students go down on the field, and we're going to try to see if we can hook up with Taylor Holt down on the field as well as they're getting ready to get the banner down there. Of course, our football players are going to be coming around the track here in just a minute, and they'll be running onto the field with the students and so forth down there with the big Maroon Devil logo at the 50-yard line. The band is here. The students have a good section as they're down on the field, and let's see if we can check in with Taylor Holt down there and find out what's going down on the field. Taylor, are you listening in with us down there?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
All right. Well, obviously, there's a great student section down there, and it looks like everybody's kind of fired up.
Oh, yeah. We're all really excited about this game and how close everyone thinks it's going to be.
Well, we can see we also have WLOS TV down there. One of their cameramen is here. So we're going to have some news coverage at 11, so to speak, from this game. So, Taylor, hopefully we can come out with a win. And I think our students can be a factor in that. If we make a lot of noise and encourage our team, this is going to be big, isn't it?
Oh, yes. You don't have to worry about the student section not making plenty of noise.
All right. We look forward to that. So, Taylor, thank you. We're going to be talking to you a little bit later as we continue in the broadcast. Fans, stay tuned. We'll come back with more after this 2-minute timeout here on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest. Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
Fans, welcome back. Murphy Swain. What else can we say? Gary Ayers along with Cody White. Cody, I've got to throw you a curveball here. Now think about this. I know you played in this Murphy Swain rivalry many, many times. What are some of the memories that you can bring with us and share with us, if you will, from those games that are just so big every single year?
A lot of time it's the crowd. A lot when you're on the field, you don't hear the crowd a lot, but it always is unbelievable, truly, when you make a big play in big games like this and you actually hear the crowd. As a football player, you hardly ever hear the crowd, nor are you paying attention to them. But when you actually get overwhelmed with noise from the crowd getting excited with you, it is something special. And I mean, for me and for Swain County, I'm sure, is also seeing the side of defeat.
Yes.
When you finally get to that point where they're through playing you and you finally get that sign of defeat, it shows that all the work that you put in that week and everything like that is well worth it.
Well, I know you played on one of those magical teams back in 2004 that went undefeated and all the way to a state championship, and we've had two of those, one in 79 and then your team in 2004, and that's something I'm sure you will never forget.
Oh, it is. It's certainly, you think about it, and my body certainly don't let me forget about it either when I wake up in the morning and I'm popping all over and everything like that. But the memories that I was able to share with those guys that are like brothers to me to this day is still something very special, and I reminisce on that and look back on it with a smile on my face every time.
Oh, no question about it. And coming in tonight, of course, our Maroon Devils against the Murphy Bulldogs. And talk about tradition. You know, a team from the Smoky Mountain Conference has played in a state championship game every year since 2010, as the Smoky Mountain Conference has won 7 state titles. And now, hey, we're starting to get some of that noise as we have a huge crowd on hand. And I'll be honest, on the other side of the field, the Murphy crowd is disappointing for a team that is so good as Murphy. State championship last year, and they're coming in this year with another great team, but I can tell our captains are jacked up, and they're still waiting for the Murphy captains to come back. But we have a great crowd on here.
Absolutely. That's like I said, is coming in. I haven't seen this kind of a crowd in a while, and it's really good to see everyone get out to support the team on both sides. And I think that the atmosphere is going to be electric, especially if we can keep this thing on our side.
I think so too. Now, of course, we won our last state championship back in 2011. Talking about Murphy, they won it last year. Now, a team we're going to be facing next week, Robbinsville, lost to Murphy in the 1A Western Regional game last year when Murphy went on to their state 1A title. Talking about David Gentry and, of course, and his success as they won over Pamlico County 60-27 to finish off a 13-1 season. So they know how to win. They've got to be confident coming into this game as they whipped us last year. But I guarantee you one thing, David Gentry has instilled in his players this week, Cody, hey, we're going to Swain. And some of you guys were on that team 2 years ago that went to Swain. They came over here, a team that was favored, and we whipped them.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that is kind of playing on our side is a little bit of the psychological warfare of the juggernaut that is Boys Deeds Field for Coach Gentry. It's just something. It's a hurdle that it's hard for him to overcome and hard for the players to overcome, and that's going to be key. I think that either team it has to keep in striking range, because if you don't, then it's going to get out of hand.
Yeah. And, you know, now that we see the captains down on the field as they're going out to center stage. And, of course, our captains are Connor Hyatt, also Bryce Same, along with Ian Brooks, Thomas Allen. Joining them, Chase Hughes and Charlie Lambert, some outstanding seniors. And right behind them are going to be Bryce Same, and along with him, as we mentioned, Chase Hughes back there, along with Charlie Lambert. So an outstanding group of captains. And Cody, as you know, when you have good captains, good senior leadership, that goes a long way.
It does. I mean, the leadership is contagious when you have the good captains, when you have folks that will be out there and lead and show the underclassmen or younger folks how to overcome the adversity. It's a whole lot easier to get an entire team to come with you, and that's what you got to have. You have to have that. I mean, if certain individuals can't be the all-stars out there, you got to have the entire team support. That's including the 11 on the field and the others on the sideline. They have to be willing and buy into the program in order to be successful.
You know, and I've heard your dad say this multiple times, being, of course, a head coach here at Swain County High School. He said sometimes the captains and the players have to get the players who are not doing the right thing in line. Sometimes it's those players that make the difference in that situation.
It is, and that's what you have to do, and that's what Dad was really good at that, and other coaches I know that are good at that. I mean, as a player, you have to stand in, and the coaches kind of have to step back for just a little bit and let the players gain control.
Yep.
And do that, and that's where you really see yourself separate. I know that Dad talked about, when you've really got a good team, coaching is easy. And that's a thing to look at, and that all comes from the leadership of the upperclassmen.
Oh, no doubt. And now we're going to see our Maroon Devils come on as they are starting their way around the track here at Swain County Memorial Stadium. And this is always a very special moment, isn't it?
I love this. As a player, there's nothing better than to be walking around the track and hear the support of the fans and everybody around you. And I mean, all eyes are on you, and you know that. And it'll get you pumped up. There's no doubt about it. And you actually have to calm yourself back down before you go out there at opening kickoff. So.
I tell you, if walking and listen to these fans, if this doesn't get you cranked up, nothing will. And let's just kind of watch and listen. I know radio, you can't see this, but you can hear the noise. The team is just now kind of crossing the 50-yard line right in front of our fans, and it's standing room only on the Swain County side of the field. And, of course, we got a bunch of folks down on the fence, as always. And once our guys get on down there a little ways past the fans, they start picking up the pace a little bit as they round that corner. And then they'll come around there in just a minute and run onto the field. And, of course, the Murphy Bulldogs are having to stand over there and watch all this and realize, man, we got to take on all those folks.
And that's part of the psychological warfare that I talked about before. It's a home field advantage. It's the atmosphere. And it's very, very important that at the opening kickoff that Swain sets a tone. They have to set a tone. They have to show, hey, we're here to play. You're on our field, and you're going to have to fight us if you want to win this ball game.
Hey, I couldn't agree more, Cody. Setting the tone. And now let's go down on the field with the microphone and Taylor Holt. Taylor, we've got the guys running through your tunnel. Let's listen in. And there come the Maroon Devils. And Taylor, that's an exciting thing down there on the grass, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. All the students are really hyped up for it. They love bringing out the team.
All right, thank you, Taylor Holt. Again, they're pumped up, Cody, and they're going to be down there and making a lot of noise down about the 40-yard line in the stands here. And we're ready to kick this thing off. And, man, I tell you what, we've been waiting for this. I think as announcers and fans, I know you have to play them 1 week at a time, and we've played some games, but hey, this one's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah, and it's hard not to look ahead. I mean, we're all guilty of it. When you're sitting there, you come off a win, you know which ones are you going to be looking at and everything like that, and the ones you're really preparing for even in the off season, and this is certainly one of those.
Oh, no doubt. Between this week and next week, of course, Murphy, I think, has Rosman this week. They don't play Robbinsville for another couple of weeks. But the Swain-Murphy game tonight, the Swain-Robbinsville game next Friday, and then a couple of weeks down the road, the Murphy-Robbinsville game. these are the 3 games that will decide the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship.
It will, and these are very important, and I know that when they changed the schedule that this was their entire intention of doing this, is to make sure that the last 3 games of just about every single year is going to come down to every play.
And here we go. Fans ready to kick off. It's going to be Aiden Pond. He's going to be kicking off, and he's been doing a great job kicking it deep, and he's been angling his kicks at different intervals throughout the season. This one is going to be straight down the middle of the field, going to be taken at the 10, back out to the 15, 20 is Murphy in their return game. Good coverage down there. That's Cody Long down on the tackle. He and the guys, great job, and that special teams work paying off.
And that's what you got to have. That right there is called setting the tone. You go down there, they get hardly any yardage on it or anything like that, and so that's what we're trying to do. We're looking at the replay here. The key with Murphy is they're going to try to get outside, and we did a great job of containing right there, not letting him outside and keeping him forced back inside.
And he's a good return man. We're talking about Peyton McCracken, as he's been doing a good job this year. Here come the Bulldogs in their double wing, and they come out running to the right side, out to the 24-yard line, a gain of about 3 on the first play, Cody. And one thing that we do have that your dad dearly loves is this replay thing. He loves to see this play come back a second time and dissect it.
And here's the wing tee. This is what we're doing. We did a great job of taking on the first blocker, and if you saw right there, the lead man didn't have anybody to block. And if you hide the players correctly in there on the defense, then that's how you get a free man up without them being able to block it.
Outstanding tackle by Thomas Allen. 2nd down and 7 Bulldogs. Now they put guys in motion. They're going to line up strong side right this time. Now they got a guy going the other way. And again, there comes that misdirection. They throw to him out of the backfield. Incomplete. Big Nick Millsaps and company in there putting pressure on Rumfeld. The quarterback kind of threw off their timing.
And that's key, because I watched Murphy again against Christ School, and this is all timing routes. Their quarterback is throwing time, and he's throwing to a place rather than right at a receiver. And if you can disrupt that timing to where he's not able to get to that place, either the ball gets there too quick or too late, or the player gets there too late, then that's what you're trying to do.
He tried to hit Justice Dorsey out of the backfield, threw it behind him. Now it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7, and this is what Cody was talking about earlier, is setting the tone early. And obviously a big 3rd down stop here would be key for this Maroon Devil defense. Right now got the wing on the left side. They run to that left side, but getting the first down out into the secondary across the 35-yard line is going to be one of their top backs, who's had another great season this year. We're talking about Devontae Murray. He's a tough guy to stop.
And what we had here is actually, this happens against Murphy. This is how I know that we know what Murphy's doing. We actually overran the ball. We knew where the ball was going. We went a little too fast, and that's a hard thing to teach the kids, is once you know where the ball's going, is to slow down a little bit and make sure you play inside out. The 12th man is key, and that is the sideline.
That was Dorsey on the carry. This time they run to the other side. This time there's a gang tackle there. Leading the charge is going to be Jake Langston, Ian Brooks, Nick Millsaps, and Charlie Lambert, all converging on that stop.
Yeah, and that's a great inside-out play. As you see right here, we stay inside. Nobody jumps outside. We fill the gaps, and you just work inside-out with Murphy. And if you can push them all the way to the sideline or hem them up like that, then that's how you're going to beat them.
Wow, when you got 3 or 4 guys around the football, Cody, that's a sweet sound of success on defense,
isn't it?
It
certainly is. That's what you have to have.
This time they bring 2 men to the right side, strong side right. Rumfeld is in the shotgun, got a penalty flag,
yes.
First flag of the night.
It looked like the right tackle over here moved a little bit when he put his head down. And that's another thing that Murphy hasn't done in a while, and I did notice that they started doing that a lot this year, is they're trying to run their offense out of a shotgun formation, but nothing changes. Just because the quarterback is in a different position, that changes nothing about their offense and how it works. Again, that's just another thing they're trying to do to get you looking in the backfield.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. Last week I saw the Citadel, and their quarterback is under center all day in that triple option. Tomorrow we're going to see Wofford. Their quarterback is in the shotgun all day, but that basic same triple option.
It's the same principles. It doesn't matter where you put that quarterback, the ball's going to be run the exact same way.
Here we go. This time the quarterback is under center as Rumfeld hands off. Coming the other way on the counter out to the 35-yard line is going to be Devontae Murray. And, we got a late penalty flag, and that may be a somewhat of a late hit.
Yeah, we got to look at that. I've seen that. We're playing aggressive, and I don't know. Again, this was great inside out. We'll deal with the penalty in just a minute. We played perfectly here inside out. Everybody's going in. Linebackers are coming up. And as you see, when he tries to make that cut back inside, we're standing right there.
So I honestly didn't see a late hit.
Oh, it's 61 right there. Pushed one of our players. He did. He pushed him right over the top. So it was on Murphy. A little bit of unsportsmanlike or a personal foul.
Wow. And that's going to be Parker Posey. Posey, one of their top linemen, 6 foot, 192-pound senior. He's an outstanding player on defense.
And this is a great thing to see. I know you don't like to see unsportsmanlike or anything like that, but what that shows in an opposing team is frustration. They can't do what they want to do, and that's causing frustration, and they're taking it out. We just can't fall victim to any of that. We got to keep our heads on straight and play football.
Hey, that's it. Those mental mistakes will drive coaches bananas. Here we go. 3rd down and long now for the Bulldogs.
They've like to run a wheel route right here. The inside man or this wing will come outside, and that's who he's going to try to hit.
They throw it downfield and right up the numbers, and they got him. And again, that's Justice Dorsey, the guy they tried to hit earlier, and a huge play on that, Cody, all the way out near midfield and a huge first down.
That's what Murphy has done that year after year after year. What they try to do is get you to lull asleep. The inside man's going to come inside, and he's just going to wheel right around behind him and get hung up right there, and that's how he gets wide open. They've run that for years, and that's what they're going to try to do. But that also lets you know they're in a bind.
Wow.
But that's how they get out of them.
He did. He got right in behind the linebacker between him and the safety over there. Big first down. And right at midfield. So far, Murphy has not been in Maroon Devil territory, but they're threatening here at the big Maroon Devil logo. This time, Runfeld's going to run it out of the shotgun for a couple of yards. A fumble on the play, and it looks like Murphy got the ball back, though.
And that is, again, it's the exact same thing. There's no running backs back there. The quarterback is going to run, but the quarterback, instead of any kind of misdirection, is basically running what is a buck sweep. You're going to see both guards pull. Right. They're trying to get inside out. We do a good job of coming inside, and we made him pay for that decision. Gentry may be better off letting his big running back run the football than letting the quarterback do it.
I know, a huge play by Cody Long and Jake Langston to get in there, rip that football out. They only gained 1 yard. 2nd and 9 coming up now as the Bulldogs are on a 4-minute drive here as they fake the handoff and go right up the gut this time. For about 3 yards down near the 46-yard line. Again, it's going to be Devontae Murray. He is their lead back, and he's strong. 5'11", 200-pound senior. Already has over 1,000 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns. So, Cody, he's their main go-to guy.
It is a go-to play, and what we were able to do there is stuff. That is a fullback trap, and what we were able to do there is keep the guard from pulling, and he couldn't trap anybody, and it caused Devontae to run outside of the trap block and get tackled without hardly any gain.
Here's Rumfeld this time as he's going to drop straight back, throwing it right over the top. Got a man with steps, but it's underthrown and intercepted.
Great
there
job.
Is Connor Hyatt bringing it back to the 25-30 and finally runs out of bounds. And a huge, huge play. But again, Cody, that ball just hung up in the air too long.
And that's it. See, it's a timing thing, and what he was unable to do here, you see him set his feet, and he wants to throw the ball right now, and he hangs it up. He's not used to that. Throwing the football is not what Murphy is known for. It's a way to try to get out of situations. But when that happens, the situations turn against him.
Oh, double coverage down there. The Maroon Devils with the first turnover of the game, and turnovers are huge in any football game. Here we go, 1st down and 10. Maroon Devils, we toss it to the left side, but they stop us on the backfield for no gain. Coming up quickly over there, their linebacker sealed that one off in a hurry.
That is what you see there against Murphy's defensive lineman. He's reading this guy. He's trying to pull out. He's beating the reach block and is able to get there. It's a chip. He's trying to chip off onto the linebacker. But on Murphy's defense, you're going to have to push him a little bit harder than that or just let your good running back in Bryce Sane beat the outside linebacker.
That's Dallas Rayburn. He was all Western North Carolina on their preseason all-Western North Carolina team. 4-man front for the Dogs. Damian tosses it. Going to be Bryce in the backfield. 30, 35, turns the corner out near the 39-yard line before he's forced out of bounds, very close to a first down.
A little bit of misdirection play. This is not necessarily misdirection who's running. It's how the quarterback eye are out, and that's trying to get those linebackers to take one step. All you have to do is get them to take one step one way, and you can seal up the end and let Bryce get on the corner.
Well, a good job over there and a good block out in front there by Ian Brooks, the fullback. And it is going to be enough for a first down at the 39-yard line now with 6.5 minutes to play. You know, it's hard to believe this is our first possession, and we've almost played half of the first quarter here, Cody.
And that's what happens with Murphy because everybody's going to run the football, and that's going to chew up the clock, but we have got to keep the ball moving right here and keep the momentum in our favor.
That's it. Keep the drive alive. Here comes Damian Lossey as he runs. Had a nice hole there as he first looked at that hole. I'm sure he saw it and jumped right in there.
And that's what we're trying to set this up a little bit. We're seeing right right now. We're filling out what they're going to do. The linebacker here, again, that defensive end has done a great job of sealing everything up right there. If we get that inside linebacker blocked, we can make a real big play out of that. Eventually, all we're looking for is somebody to make a mistake and step the wrong way.
Well, again, coming in there was Parker Posey, one of their, and Dallas Rayburn. Dallas Rayburn, one of their leading tacklers. And this time it's going to be handoff to the right side. This time the fullback gets the call near a first down at the 49-yard line. Good run.
That is always a great play against Murphy. Just keep pushing it down the field. Keep running the veer. This is a strong side veer. I hope to see that we go back to the weak side veer. Murphy has hardly ever been able to stop that weak side veer, trading the tight end and everything like that, and try to get them spread out a little bit more so that we can get that inside play.
Good tackle over there for the Bulldogs, that time by Bailey McTaggart, one of their seniors. This is a team that has a lot of seniors, as do our Maroon Devils with 14 seniors on this year's team. First down, 49-yard line, split backs again. Right behind Damian Lossy under center, four-man front, a lot of guys in the box. This time they submarined and got inside and were able to knock down Damian for no gain. Just good penetration.
Yeah, we just got beat on the line of scrimmage right there. He came inside, came underneath. I believe it looks like we were trying to fold block this, and we did. We actually overrun the linebacker that we were supposed to fold block on right there, but that is a good play. I hope we come back to that because just one block right there, and we've got a long way to run.
That number 71, he has been a thorn on our side so far on this drive as he's making several tackles at that defensive end spot for the Murphy Bulldogs. Now second down and 10. Damian back to throw. Here comes pressure. Trying to roll to the right side. Pressure there, and he's going to be sacked to the backfield. And this is going to be a big loss for the Maroon Devils offense. And again, in the backfield, one of those back there was Dallas Rayburn along with Colby Stalkup.
And that's just trying to look at another option. We've been running the ball, and all we're trying to do is look downfield a little bit and see if we can't catch a defensive back going to sleep or anything like that. He did a good job there. I think that the cornerback had it read really well. I just hope that he could tuck it and try to get some yards out of it again next time.
Just, hey, when there's nobody open, you got to try to make something happen.
You got to use your feet. I mean, he's got them.
Here we go. This time flipping to the right side is going to be Jake Langston, the tight end. Again, four-man front for the Dogs. Third down and long. Damian is going to be pitching, and we're going to be stuck at the line of scrimmage, but popping out there for about 5 yards. A penalty flag may bring this game down. Now we got a late penalty flag over on the far sideline.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because that may be a holding back here on us, but I believe there might have been a late hit over there on the sideline, so we'll see how that's going to work with the possession.
So as we see the option play, Damian starts to go, but then he tosses it at the last second to Bryce Saint. Ian Brooks leading the blocking out in front, along with the tight end over there, Jake Langston. Then Bryce popped it outside as he gets out across the 45. But we may have a horse collar or a late hit. It was out of bounds over there right in front of the Murphy bench.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was, either a personal foul, horse collar, or a late hit.
And now let's see the referee's call, as there was a holding call and a personal foul call. So now let's see where they're going to wind up spotting the football.
That was my question. I'm kind of competing flags.
Oh, we got offsetting personal fouls. That's what's going to hurt us. We had a personal foul on each side. Those are offset, so we may be suffering here with the holding call. So wow, the line of scrimmage is going to be the 41-yard line. So it's going to bring up third down and about 18 yards to go. We've got to go to the Murphy 41. We're at our own 41.
Well, we'll see. I mean, at least gives us another play.
That's it.
With the offsetting penalties. Let's see if we can't try to get something in here.
Got a man in motion here. Not a jet sweep coming in motion. It's going to be Gage Jones. Damian back to throw. Runs out of time. Fires in traffic. It's going to be picked off down there as Dagan Smith comes out with it for the Bulldogs down the right sideline in a lot of traffic. Finally forced out of bounds. And there's another personal foul for a hit out of bounds, I'm sure. But again, I tell you, Damian's getting a lot of pressure on the backfield.
Well, and I tell you what, it is both tragic that this happened, but I mean, he had Hyatt wide open, and I believe he gets hit right as he throws the ball right there, but he did a great job. If you see, man, he had him beat. If he just got some air under that ball, it was certainly going to be a touchdown, and I hate to see the late hit at the end, but again, it's frustration, and we just have to play with our heads.
No doubt. We can't afford those kind of penalties in this kind of a game because it can really, truly be a game changer. And again, Damian had to step up and too much air into the ball, picked off, personal foul against our Maroon Devils. So Murphy is now going to have the football in very good field position.
And this is where we're going to have to really bear down. The good news is Murphy doesn't have a whole lot of room to do anything but run the football. I don't believe that they're going to be looking at the pass right here, especially now that they move the ball even further down.
Wow.
But we're really going to have to play discipline, play inside-out football, let the sideline be our friend on this, and don't let them cut that thing back and get upfield.
Now they're going to spot the football after the personal foul penalty at the 13-yard line of Maroon Devil territory. First down, Bulldogs. 3:24 to play in the first quarter. No score yet, but now the first team in the red zone will be Murphy and their double wing offense. Got a wing on each side. Two backs.
He wasn't set yet. They're going to have to watch that. That Murphy's tackle isn't getting set before the ball snap, and you'll see it here on the replay. That's all right.
So now we're not going to see that particular play with 3:08 to go here in the first quarter. Again, a very fast first quarter. And I'm sure the coaches will bring that to the attention of the officials here, Cody, is, hey, you got to be set.
Well, and here's what Murphy does. These are big boys. If they're going to run the ball, they're going to be really light on their hands because they have to get out of a stance, and that's what you also want to keep an eye on is all of those players that are light on their hands.
Oh, no doubt this time they run to the left side.
Great job inside out.
Good job. Talking about, you were talking about big boys. Yusef Muggerbill is a kid that has received multiple Division I offers to play college football. He's 6'5", 316, number 73, and he's a load.
Oh yeah, he is, and he's he's up against our big guy too. So
that's right, Nick Millsap.
Yeah, that's going to be a battle that they're just going to have to keep after it. And that's the thing is, not only are these kids big old boys, but they can move too. So
they can move. Nick Millsap's no small guy either at 6'7", 295. Here we go, Murphy, 3rd down and 4. And here comes the penalty flag.
I think it is. They're not getting set.
And they will pick on that all night because officials really watch that false start.
Yeah, I mean, the Murphy's not getting set again. They're trying to get any kind of advantage that they can get and just barely put their hands down before they get out of their stance and be able to pull. And that's going to be something that –
Ooh, offside, which is unusual, but 5 yards. 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah, I was about to say that's interesting that someone lined up offsides and they let them do that, but
you don't see offside much against the offense.
No, you don't. Not before the ball snapped anyway.
That is unusual. It's 9 times out of 10 a false start penalty, but here we go now, 3rd down and 9 instead of 3rd and 4. Changes it a little bit for the Bulldogs as they have 2 men in the backfield behind Rumfield. He hands off to the right side, trying to turn the corner, and turning the corner into the end zone all the way is going to be Devontae Murray, and he has the we got a holding call coming back.
I looked at that and I said we had that played perfectly, and I'm not real sure what happened there, but I believe it was out here on Ian Brooks. He got inside. He was trying to get out of it, and you can see his hand outside right there. Yeah, we were playing perfectly there, and I'm glad that's a great call. Ian played it just as textbook as he was supposed to play it.
That's right. It's hard to get away when a guy's got your jersey.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to try to do. I mean, especially if they're going to try to get the corner with a running back like that, they don't have a choice with athletes like we've got but to hold them.
So right now at the 21-yard line, all of a sudden Murphy going backwards. So now instead of 3rd down and 9, it's 3rd down and a long way. They've got to get all the way down inside the 3-yard line and the line of scrimmage again at the 21.
They're going to try that pass again, so they're going to have to watch that wing back because he's going to fold right back out.
Yep, here goes that wheel route. This time Rumfield's going to step up, and he's going to be knocked down at the line of scrimmage up near the 21-yard line. Good play by the defense to force him out of the pocket.
And this is a great chance to really return the momentum back in our favor after an interception. It's 4th down coming up. I'm not sure what Gentry's going to try to do here.
Now, they've tried only one field goal all year, and they missed it. Now, that doesn't mean they can't hit this one.
Well, and if you're looking at this, 3 points is one thing, but this is against a really good Murphy team. I would be playing more along the lines of a fake than I would be letting this kicker kick a field goal.
So now coming on is going to be their field goal kicker, and that's Braden Alexander. As we mentioned, he's only tried one field goal this year. He missed it. This one is going to be a 39-yard field goal. That's a long field goal at the high school level, and now we got a penalty flag down. I think it's delay of game.
Back him on up.
Yep. The flag came out. The Yeah, the play clock had run down with 53 seconds left. So
well, it looks like they might have called a timeout just in time. It's timeout Murphy.
They probably got the timeout. We looked at the play clock. It had 0. But again, a lot of times that happens is the coach will get the timeout because he, at the last second, sees that play clock run out. And while they're checking with each other down on the field, let's see if we can link up with our Taylor Holt down in the student section here at Swain County High School. Taylor, hey, Taylor, a lot of noise down there. The students having a big time, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, they're really hyped up for this game.
and I'm sure things have been going on all week at Swain County High School about this game, right?
Oh, yes, they've been making posters, and they've been organizing balloons, and they're really excited.
Well, I tell you, Taylor, all the signs coming up to the stadium look really great, so the students deserve a lot of applause for that.
Yes, yeah, they do look really great.
All right, thanks, Taylor Holt. Here we go. They're going to line up and try it again. At the 29, this is a 39-yard field goal from the right hash mark. He kicks it up, and wow, it's just short. It's just short. So, Cody, we know a 39-yard field goal at the high school level is a long shot.
It sure is. I mean, I was fortunate enough to have Nick Zimmerman as on mine, and I know that he had a foot, and, boy, he could kick it from just about anywhere on the field. But this is a good chance for us to overcome what was a mistake and change the momentum back in our favor. Big plays right here would be nice, but we don't need that. We need to just march down the field, get the ball into Murphy territory, and punch one in the end zone.
That's it. Do what we do, and that's long, time-consuming drives. Talking about time, under a minute to play in the first quarter. And, again, a great stand by our defense. And, again, penalties on Murphy, keeping them potentially off the scoreboard here in the first quarter.
There's the weak side veer. That's what I was looking for. That is deadly against Murphy.
He finally ran out of room over here on the sideline, but, boy, if he had had another step there, Cody, he would have broke that one. He just ran out of room.
And we are doing a great job. I take that back to the strong side veer, but we did a great job of reaching, getting the linebacker, stepping up to take the quarterback as he did last time. Our alignment is really good on this, and that's setting Murphy up to make some big decisions that didn't look like they could make right there.
Oh, and Bryce just ran by a couple of their guys. He has that quickness. Now all of a sudden we're out at the 48-yard line. First down and 10. Got a whistle on the field.
He's worried about he's more worried about Connor's knee pads than he is the football game right now.
Got to get Connor's knee pad on straight. Here we go. First down and 10 now. This time we run to the right side. Penalty flag comes flying in. And, boy, the officials have been all over this game. I'm not sure I've seen this many penalties in the first quarter all year.
Yeah, and I'm trying to see exactly. I was watching it. He threw it. Let's try to see. I'm not real sure of what he was looking at there. I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's wow.
I don't know how you call a holding play with both players' backs to you, but you know.
Yeah, they're just more. You see a lot of pushing.
I've seen stranger things.
Not a lot of grabbing. If
no,
you know
I mean that's part of it. I mean, if they're going to be pushing and shoving and everything like that, but a hold is a very specific call, and the name entails what has to happen. But I didn't see anything there.
Absolutely, at the 42-yard line now, our Maroon Devils are starting to feel what Murphy felt on their last drive, and that's the penalty. Right now, first down, we need about 18. Split backs. One wide receiver each side. Got single coverage here, and the pitch comes to the backfield to Bryce Sane. Turns the corner. He's hit and knocked down at the 44-yard line. And that's one thing I know your dad likes to see, Cody, and we could take advantage of sooner or later, because I'm sure Scotty McMahon is aware of it down there, as we're seeing some single coverage on our receivers on each side.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to see. I'm not real sure whether they're playing man or they're just playing a real tight cover 2, a zone to try to help with that right there, the pitch man and anything like that. But that's certainly something to take advantage of, especially running the veers, to lull those cornerbacks and defensive backs to sleep.
Oh, no doubt. Fans, stay tuned. 1 quarter gone, 0-0. It's a good one here. We'll be back in 1 minute after this timeout on the Maroon Devils Network.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest.
Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
And the name of the game is making the right call. And here we go, running that football, and that's normally the right call for the Maroon Devils. As let's see how it's going to stack up here, Cody, where they're going to spot the football. I think
it was, he got a little bit of forward progress there, but not a whole lot.
Not much.
And I see that hopefully what we're doing here, and I think that's what we are doing, is Coach Mike Mahan is poking and seeing what the soft spots are, seeing how they're going to adjust to certain plays, seeing how the linebackers are reacting to the quarterback doing what's called an IR out, and we're going to see exactly what we can do to hurt them right here. As we go to twins to this side, there may be something else we're looking at here in the form of a pass play.
Again, this time the safety drops back, and we run to that side, and Bryce on the short side of the field just didn't have any room to run to as he got the pitch over there. And Murphy's linebackers do come up in a hurry. People like Justice Dorsey, they've got some people who get to the football.
Yeah, they do, and it is hard to carry a veer play all the way out to the pitch on the short side of the field. It is really hard because you see Bryce right there. He is running completely out of room. But maybe, again, like I said, it's trying to focus Murphy to one thing, and then eventually here in just a minute we'll do something completely different.
And those receivers have got to get their blocks as well. Here we go, 4th down and long, going to punt it away. Damian Lossy, end of end punt, going to be taken at the 20-yard line. Bringing it back is going to be Dorsey, who's very dangerous. He turns the right side of the field. He's got one man out there in front of him, and he comes up and makes the stop. We're talking about Thomas Allen, but Dorsey very quick.
Yeah, and I saw right there we kind of got hung up all on one side, which happens a lot on punt. You're looking up, they're following the football, and we all got hung up on this side of the field. And with a return man like that who can get back to the other side of the field real quick, that's a mistake you do not want to make.
Oh, no doubt, as we did have a lot of Maroon jerseys on our side of the field. 11 minutes to play here in the second quarter. No score yet. Our Maroon Devils have had 2 series. Nothing on the board. Now the Murphy Bulldogs get the football back. Let's see what they can do, as this will be their 3rd series, as they've had it a couple of times. And let's see if we can stop them again. 0-0 here.
Again, he's rocking. If you look over here, 55, he's waiting to get into his stance. And right when he sets down, he rocks just before the ball is snapped. And he's done that 3 or 4 different times now. And if you'll see him right here, right as he gets down, he's got his hands on his knees. He'll just put his hand down and rock right there. And he's moving when the ball's snapping. You can't do that.
You got to be set. And apparently they're checking that, a 5-yard penalty for false start. And Cody, you're right. Normally you see it a lot of times receivers don't get set. But you've got to be set.
Again, what it is, fatigue is already starting to play a factor. These kids are playing really hard, and they're going to try to find ways to get around it, and sometimes that gets you caught.
Oh, no question. Now
fullback trap.
Here it comes right up the gut, and a nice.
Oh, it's a ball.
Oh, ball on the ground. Did we get it back?
Oh, no, we didn't get it back.
Yeah, Murphy got on the football down there. Was Peyton McCracken, their wide receiver, who got on the football. But, boy, Connor Hyatt was right there with him. And that ball did come out.
This is their go-to. They really like the fullback trap. Again, we played it very well. We just overran the football. We had it down. Colby looked like he was going the right direction. He just overran it. So one thing we have to do is to slow down a little bit, understand the game, know what we're doing, and not move so fast.
That's it, and a good job, Thomas Allen, ripping that football out. 2nd down now. The Dogs need 4. This time they switch their strong side to the right. Got the wing set up over there, and they run to that side.
Sweep is going to go inside, though.
Oh, boy, good good containment that time by the defensive front.
That's where Murphy's going to get you. The stretching the play out to the sideline is not what they want to do. They want to run towards the side and watch this running back plant his foot. He wants to plant right there and come right back up inside. If you can stop that north and south movement for Murphy, you can at least keep them at bay until you can get the football and keep the momentum on your side.
Well, I tell you, those guys, Chase Hughes and Charlie Lambert and Nick Millsaps, doing a good job preventing that guy from cutting back inside and getting that angle.
You got to be big. You got to play bigger than you are inside.
This time they're going to run with the motion, and the quarterback keeps it, and he cuts back inside. So all the motion was going outside, as you mentioned, Cody, and he cut back inside ran into Nick.
That's what they want to do. They do not like to go outside. Murphy likes to run the ball inside out. That's why our defense has to play inside out. And if you see there, we just overran it again. We know where it's going. We're playing the ball well. We're just playing a little too fast. And it's hard to believe that in football that you would ever say, look, you need to slow down a little bit. But that's one of the greatest things against an offense like this. When you play slow, you play inside out, and you can definitely stop Murphy at their game.
Charlie Lambert, good tackle. Now Murphy looking at 4th down and less than a yard, and I think they're going to call a timeout. And boy, I think they want a measurement, and we'll see if they get it or not. While they have a timeout, we'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back. Stay with us. 1-minute timeout here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Fourth down and a short one.
Fans, welcome back. We want to thank WBHN 94.1 FM and 1590 AM for joining us here tonight. And broadcasting live on the radio. Murphy going to go for it on 4th down and less than a yard. Everybody up in the box. They turn, they run to the right side, and they pop it outside down the sideline. They got much more than the first down, but boy, that one almost went all the way, Cody. That was close.
Well, and I can't fault our guys. We played that exactly the way we needed to play that. Inside out, did a great job. It just happened to be able to bounce. I mean,
we stuffed it inside.
We did a great job right here. They're trying to get inside. We beat them on the line of scrimmage. Did an excellent job.
Murray's just quick.
Yeah, it's a good running back.
He popped it outside, got that first down and about 3 or 4 more. But again, we, as Cody said, did a good job stuffing all the lanes inside. Back to throw. It's going to be Rumpfelt looking down the middle, wide open, and is it caught? No, it's going to be now incomplete. We had great coverage. It's like both guys had their hands on the ball. I think their receiver had it, but our defender just ripped it out.
That was a great job, and Connor wanted to plant right there, and you could tell he hesitated because he was trying to figure out whether he wanted to go for the breakup or the pick. But he did a great job staying behind him, coming in right as the ball get there, not getting a pass interference call and fighting it all the way to the ground. He did a great job.
He had his hands on it. The ball just came out. And, again, great job by Connor Hyatt fighting down there with Justice Dorsey. And just outstanding play. 2nd down and 10 now. Again, Rumpfelt, the quarterback, only a sophomore. This time he's going to be under center. Turns, hands off. Dogs running straight ahead. Nothing fancy there. And, boy, they're still running. Almost a first down at the 39-yard line of Maroon Devil territory. So, again, outstanding effort there by the dog running game.
And this is a classic isolation. Murphy likes to run. Sometimes they'll spice it up and fold block it. But this is just a classic weak side isolation. All they're going to do is one running back's going to lead up into the hole. They're going to block down, block out, and then get on that middle linebacker. And that's exactly what they did right there. And so that's just a classic weak side isolation. Nothing special about it.
Just a lot of leg turning in there. Running that time was Ray Rathburn. who has 399 yards on the ground this year. And this time they stay on the ground again. Down to the Maroon Devil 31-yard line. It's going to be a move the sticks play.
And what they're going to try to do here, what I'm seeing Gentry do, is he's trying to keep his guards down. He's not pulling because he knows that we're indicating, so he's going to try to run the football just man on man. It's just man up blocking and try to let his athletes beat ours.
And that time it was just Gage Jones coming up on the tackle of Rathburn. And they have a stable of running backs. They've got 4 or 5 guys they move in and out in there, Cody.
It's hard to do that, especially when you got fresh legs.
It is. First down. This time they run basically to the right side again, but this time we got a lot of Maroon jerseys around the play for a 1-yard gain, and that's going to be all over there as this time they hand it off to Murray.
If you look at the left tackle right there, when that play started, he is both further back and standing taller than the rest of the offensive linemen. That is something that as a defensive player you can start looking at, you can start keying on, and it almost tells you which way the ball's going.
Well, that's a big key, and some of those keys are just huge because players get into a routine and they do it play after play.
That's right, and you can watch right here, and let's see if any of the offensive linemen are a little bit further back and a little bit higher. This tackle was rocking again. They're going to try to run that same play.
Same thing to the right side again. This time still running hard down inside the Maroon Devil 25-yard line. Again, they got to give the running backs credit. They got good leg drive, and they don't quit.
Yeah, and this is basically an isolation without a running back. They pull a guard to isolate on the linebacker rather than have a running back. So what Gentry is trying to do is he's trying to run that weak side isolation out of different giving us different looks, but he's going to keep coming back to that. He's like Coach Fox at Rosman used to be. When he found a play that worked, he's going to run that thing 100 times.
Devontae Murray again, good leg drive. 3rd down and 1 now for the Bulldogs. Maroon Devils trying to slow down the running game in this double wing set. Here they go. Same thing basically, as you mentioned, Cody, again. And that should be enough for the first down at the 20-yard line.
And that's just what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to keep doing that. But what we have to remember is not to get caught up in what they're trying to do now and lose focus of their big game plan. They'll try to lull you to sleep. And the next thing you know, they'll run one of their wingback traps, and we'll be looking inside, and they'll beat us.
Yeah, that's the key is they get you going one way, and just when you think it's not coming, here it goes. 5:40 to play, second quarter, no score yet. Murphy now with a first down and 10 at our 20.
He's light on his hands again, this left side guard, pulling that way.
This time they hand off and run to the right side. Wow, what a shot.
See, and that's when you're reading it. That's when you see the ball coming, and that guard did not see it. But you can see how tall he's standing right here. He's going, and we read that thing like a book.
Wow, there was 50, and that's Cody Long. He just knocked the blocker into the back and knocked him down.
Does that count as a tackle for him?
I would hope so.
Yeah. It's a 2-for-1 there. We're going to tackle everybody.
Yeah, man alive, when you can knock the blocker into the back and knock him down, that's pancake twice, isn't it?
That's a great read by the linebacker there. He saw that coming from a mile away, and that's a great job.
Here we go, second down now for the Bulldogs. They lost a couple on that play. This time they run kind of a counter. Ball is on the ground. This time we got it.
Great job.
This time we got it. The ball popped out. We've seen that a couple of times tonight, and they kept it, but this time we get on the ball.
And this is a slower play that Murphy doesn't really like to run. It's a counter play where it's a counter double trap. Yep. They actually hand the ball, but if you saw the guards, that's where they're going to go, no matter how many times they hand that ball off. And I believe number 6 there, he's done that 2 or 3 times now, getting loose with that football, and I'm glad we keyed on that.
Wow, huge play for the Maroon Devils. We stop Murphy and get the ball back inside the 20. And this time Damian Lossey's trying to find some room, but just can't seem to find any as he is hit multiple times before he goes down. But, well, I'll tell you, Murphy is they're really plugging that A-gap big time.
This is the weak side veer. The linebacker's coming down. That's actually, I hope we go back to that again because if Bryce keeps his feet right there on a handoff and what's called a Y step out from that the offensive tackle coming down blocking that linebacker, we can really get some yardage on that.
So here we go. Second down. We lost 2. Second and 12.
I hope we run it again right here.
Split backs.
And we do.
This time Damian kind of gets up in the hole a little better and gets about 4 yards.
What they're doing there is they're seeing Murphy's outside linebacker is lining up outside of his own end there, and it's kind of taking himself outside. He's taking himself completely out of an inside play. So if we can continue to do that, I think we can hurt him there so long as we can get that inside sealed up.
Third down now. We need about 8 yards to go. 3:42 to play. It's hard to believe we've worked the clock down under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. 0 points on the board by either team. But that was a big turnover now. Let's see if the Maroon Devils can capitalize. Man coverage on either side. Receivers way outside. And this time the handoff goes to the left side. And we run for 2 or 3 more yards out near the 23-yard line.
What we used to do a lot of, and I hope that we're looking at this, we trade the tight end. If you'll watch Murphy, well, before the play, trade the tight end, and Murphy does a shift there. And with that shift, it opens up the weak side again. Again, the weak side veer is an unbelievable play, and so is a weak side quick pitch when you do that, and I hope we go back to it.
That's big Ryland Smith on the tackle, number 78. He's a big boy as well, 6'1", 286 pounds on our Bryce Sane. And we're going to have to punt them all away, though, on fourth down.
That was a good punt.
Damian Lossy, good punt. And it's going to take a hop. They're going to let it go. And we're going to let it bounce around. No return at the 41-yard line. Murphy gets it back with 2.5 minutes to play here before halftime. But, well, I tell you, Cody, we've talked about this, but a defensive battle here in the first half.
And that's what it's going to be. You're just going to have to keep playing to keep the big play from happening. You got to keep that big one from happening. A busted play or anything like that, where they can knock off a chunk of yards at a time. Just keep playing your defense and stay rhythmic.
So right now, first down and 10 to play. 2.5 minutes to play here in the first half, as we mentioned.
The guard's light on his hand again, number 50, and he's looking this way at who he's fixing to block. He's cheating. That's what you're going to see every single time.
Oh, boy, good play over there by the Maroon Devils this time on that side of the field. I'll tell you, Cody Long, our linebacker over there, number 50, has really had a big night tonight.
And you can tell at the snap of the football, he is reading this thing. He knows what's coming, and right as they cross his face, he sees those guards coming, and he's coming up to fill the gap. Again, right there, just be careful not to overrun that play, but you play inside out. That's the perfect way to play that.
Great play over there, helping him out. Thomas Allen on the tackle. And now it looks like the Murphy Bulldogs will.
I think they're trying to adjust the clock here, maybe.
Yep, going to try to work on the clock. It says 2:07 now, and they may change it a little bit as now Bryce Sane comes in, and he's going to play on defense.
They're trying to get the sheriff's deputy to turn his lights off.
Now they're going to set the clock at 2:20. No. And now the official's saying, hey, hold on. We're going to get the clock set here, guys, before you snap the ball and put it on 2:20. But what a game here tonight. Penalties have played a big role. We've already seen turnovers here tonight, Cody, for both teams. So, wow, it's been a heck of a game.
It has been. It's good. And you know this, but this is what everyone came to see. I mean, this isn't a back and forth. This is exactly what everyone came to see. Again, fatigue is going to start taking a toll second half, and so hopefully we can keep our wind about us.
Oh, you said it. A lot of guys playing both ways on both teams. This time, back to throw down
back
the middle.
Side, there it is. Pick it off.
Oh, it's going to be knocked away.
Oh,
there
great
was
job.
Contact, no flag. Outstanding play by the secondary.
We're doing a great job. He actually just got hung up from being able to step in front of that ball and pick it, but we are doing a great job of breaking on the ball and making contact with both the player and the ball at the same time. As you can see this, right as he gets there, jumps over, boom, everybody's going for the ball. It's a great no call by the official. I love to see that. As long as the kids are both going after the football, there's no need to throw the flag.
Hey, that's it. Safety Gage Jones coming up with a huge play down there, just man-on-man with his wide receiver, and came in at the right second.
And Murphy's looking for that big play right now. They're trying to find something like that. They're going to run a screen play. This is the Florida State screen.
That wide receiver out here, and he's got the first down inside our 40-yard line, but the clock still runs under 2 minutes to go.
We always called this the Florida State screen, and what it is they release a lot of their linemen to come out here, and the whole thing about that is they're trying to get that outside receiver to catch the ball actually on a run inside. You'll see the lineman step, and then they're going to release this way. They want him to catch it running and get back underneath those guys, but they didn't make it out there in time.
So, again, Pretty good coverage by the Maroon Devils trying to fight those blockers off at the 40-yard line, 1:44 to play. And now we've got another whistle. Murphy right now, I think, only has, according to the clock, one timeout left, I believe. I think we have all three of ours. And right now, Murphy, again, clock is something they're really going to have to manage here, Cody, with a minute 38 and counting, first down at our 40.
And this isn't really an offense that's good for managing a clock for Murphy. I mean, the wing T offense is not designed for clock management, so you can see they're probably going to try to throw the football a lot right here.
Rumpelt throws left sideline, got his man out of bounds. That stops the clock. He gets it over here to Peyton McCracken. And Peyton McCracken is one of his leading receivers on the season, as he has caught 14 passes on the year.
He has, and it looks like he was limping a little bit there, but it looked more like a cramp-style limp than it was anything. Again, fatigue starting to play a factor on both sides.
And there's so many kids play both ways, as we know, in 1A ball. And boy, on Friday night, cramps, they happen a lot, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Got twins on the right side. Haven't seen this much tonight. They're going to, we got a penalty flag. And false start again, probably the same guy on the left side, so they did the right thing. They stopped the play on the false start.
Look to see Murphy here. They're not going to try to go deep with it, I don't think, but they're going to try to run that wheel route again, but they're going to try to hit him a little quicker to give him the choice to, if he has the opportunity to keep running upfield or get out of bounds.
That's it.
So instead of trying to let him go upfield like they did early on in the game, they're going to try to hit him more in like a flood route towards the sideline. That way you can give one of your best running backs, your best running back, the opportunity to make his decision.
Here they go. Twins on the right side. That's the wide side of the field over here.
Rumpelt do it right here.
Looking that way. Rumpelt firing down the middle, and it's going to be low and incomplete. Again, breaking on the ball, doing a great job down there is Gage Jones.
And that's a great job. Our secondary is showing a lot of really good movement here and being able to be behind you want to be behind the receivers so that you have them in front of them, you see what they're doing, but being able to plant that foot and then break on the ball just like that is really good job and really good coaching and performance by our athletes.
Getting it done back there in the secondary, 1:12 to play now. Murphy still has one timeout left. They're at our 34-yard line, second down, and they need 5.
They may try to do the wheel route right here because that inside wide receiver is real close.
They're looking that way, throwing to the sideline. The receiver gets out of bounds down inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. So good play execution by the Bulldogs to stop the clock now. And again, they just worked that sideline to their advantage and got just enough daylight.
It's a timing out. Murphy likes to do this. What they're doing is throwing it just over top of our flat player and Ian right there and just in front of our cornerback. Yep. Cornerback's wanting to play a little bit deep, doesn't want to get burnt deep, make him catch it inside of you. But now it's third down. This is going to be a big play because it's going to put Murphy in a position if we can stop him.
Right now, 1:06 to play. That was Peyton McCracken again. He's their go-to receiver out of this offense. This time they have everybody in tight on third down at a yard. Got a man in motion.
Fullback trap. That's what their go-to play, and I believe he rolled out of it, I believe.
Right up the middle and got the first down. So now 1 minute to play. Once they plant the sticks, the clock can start. And there it does start. Under a minute and counting. Murphy at the Maroon Devils 16-yard line. Let's see what they come out with here. And again, they're not in any hurry to get up to the line of scrimmage here with the clock running. Now they break the huddle.
Again, this is one of the areas where they can't really throw the ball as well as they would like to, but they're going to run trips right here. But watch that running back. They may try to isolate him inside here.
Here comes Peyton McCracken coming back inside. They're looking for him inside. He throws inside. There he is. Oh, and he couldn't come down with it. We saw McCracken line up wide out here, Cody. He went back inside. Rumpelt was looking for him the whole way, and he tried to hit him.
That is a very hard throw for a right-handed quarterback to roll this way. And boy, I tell you what, if you look right here, Nick made him pay the price for that. I mean, that's just one of those things. He did a great job. It wasn't a penalty, but it's hard to take that.
Well, they're looking for number 3 on just about every play. And, again, he's their leading receiver, Peyton McCracken, and a lot of people around him, though.
Oh, yeah. And he's going to be a go-to. He's a great athlete. He looks like he can manage the field well, and that's probably what they're going to try to do. If you see them taking McCracken out here, they're trying to isolate him to get him as far away from everybody else as you can and make him beat your man one-on-one.
That's it. They're going to try to get him to make a play. Now our Maroon Devils use a timeout. That leaves us with 2. We'll keep it right here. And, wow, what a night tonight, though. And if we can stop them and keep them off the scoreboard here before halftime, that'll be a big momentum booster going into halftime.
Oh, it certainly will. That's just key. That is keeping the momentum, keeping it down. A big play here, a big turnover, a big stop going into halftime could really, really help us out.
We kept them off the scoreboard when they had it down inside our red zone earlier, which was big. Penalties. Murphy had some penalties that kept pushing him back, and our Maroon Devils did a good job. Now, if we can just come up with another big stand here with 29 seconds, they have one timeout left. And now at the 16-yard line. And again, they lack their playmakers. Again, we're talking about receiver number 3, Peyton McCracken, of course, their go-to guy in the backfield, and that's Devontae Murray, number 28. Those are the two playmakers, and they're going to bring Connor Hyatt out here again on Peyton McCracken. Here we go. They fake the throw. They run to the right side, right up the gut, break and tackle after tackle. All the way down to the 6-yard line is going to be Murray, close to a first down. And a big carry there by Devontae Murray. And looks like Murphy has used their final timeout with 19 seconds to play now. And again, a lot of that is just plain old willpower.
That is it. I mean, that's him. He's a big, powerful running back, and if you don't hit him, square and begin to push him back, his weight, his power, and everything like that's going to fall forward.
He's 5'11", 200 pounds, and Coach Neil Blankenship talked about this in the pregame show. He said, we've got to tackle. He says, we can't let them run through tackles. We've got to tackle their backs.
Oh, yeah, you've got to do it, and that is very difficult. Very difficult to do. Is both fight off a blocker as well as get in front of the big running back like that and get him down.
So now big chess match going on here. What do you do on defense? Of course, the Murphy Bulldogs, they realize with 19 seconds to play, they're out of timeouts. And I have a feeling, Cody, at the 6-yard line, will they just use Devontae Murray out of the backfield? They probably would have a time for 2 plays at the most.
Yeah, and I would look at Gentry's when he was running those isolations a minute ago. He kind of went away from to throw the ball a little bit. I would see him go right back to those weak side isolations like he did earlier. Right now, he doesn't have really a weak side, but I would definitely expect him to go back to that.
Now there's going to be another timeout by the Maroon Devils as they saw what Murphy's going to line up and do. And while we have this timeout, we'll take a 1-minute Maroon Devil Network break. We'll be back. Stay with us.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest. Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
Fans, welcome back. We appreciate Taylor Holt, Emma Dingle, Joe Holt up on top of the press box, Taylor down in the student section. And we appreciate all their work in providing you the Maroon Devils Network broadcast tonight. As again, we're broadcasting on WBHN 94.1 FM and 1590 AM. But right here we go. First down and goal for the Bulldogs at our 6-yard line. 19 seconds to play. No timeouts for them.
I would say an isolation of that top side. They're going to use that wing back to fold inside here.
Murray dancing around. They give them the handoff.
Get up there and get him.
Oh, and he gets.
I think he got in.
He's in. Yeah, he's in. We missed a tackle on him at the 4-yard line, and he just danced down that sideline, Cody, and got in. So that's just good work by Murray.
It is. I mean, that's their play. And the thing is in the open field, down here in midfield and everything like that, you've got a little bit of room to make those errors. But when you start getting inside the red zone and do that kind of thing, you have to come up and make the play. And we were there, but again, we just overran the ball. It's just, and that's that happens sometimes, and you just got to play a little bit slower and get inside out.
Now coming on is going to be Braden Alexander, and he has not been automatic. He's 17 of 22 on his PATs on the year. High snap, they get it down, and he boots it through there with 12 seconds to play here before halftime. So I would imagine that Murphy is just going to kind of squib kick this to keep this away from Bryce Sane and any chance of a big play here before halftime.
That's what I bet they were trying to do, and I don't know what Coach Blankenship will want to do if we get a clean field here and everything like that, whether or not he wants to try to run a play or regroup and get everything, go back in at halftime and come back out a different ball team.
I know we see it with Bryce Sane. I know we saw it so many years with the return game of Matthew Manley. I know a lot of times when you have a good return guy like that, you just don't want to give him a chance to run anything back on you.
Certainly not, and that's what I would do if I were Murphy. Definitely a squib kick, something that's going to be difficult to field, something that you don't have time to let everyone get underneath and get lined up, and try to take this into halftime in the lead.
That's it. Bryce is getting back deep, of course. Joining him back there, we're going to have Gage Jones. We've got, I know, Ian Brooks, one of those guys back there. Connor Hyatt back there as well. Right there in the middle is going to be, looks like Jake Langston, one of our up guys. So guys have got to be on their toes here.
One of the things about this is we've got a number of players back there that can be dangerous at any time. So.
Yeah, you said it. You said it. Connor Hyatt back there. Again, as we mentioned, Gage Jones right in front of Bryce Sane. And here's Alexander to kick it for the Dogs, and they're going to kick it. But they're going to kick it away from him, and it's going to bounce, and it's going to go out of bounds. So we'll get decent field position and no time off the clock.
I believe it comes out to the 35.
Yes.
On that. So we do have decent field position. We don't have a whole lot of time on the clock, but I would expect with that kind of field position to go ahead and try to run a play and see what we could do here.
That's it. With the quickness of a Bryce Sane or, again, the ability of Connor Hyatt out there at that wide receiver spot or a Damian Lossy, we have some good weapons to try to bust one.
Oh, yeah, most certainly.
Now we're going to, looks like they're going to line up and kick it again here. Cody, some kind of a problem on the kickoff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that we do have the option to make them re-kick on an out-of-bounds kick. And so, yeah, we can either go to the 35 or make them re-kick. And with a kick like that, I mean, it gets us closer to the end zone when we catch it. So
that's it. So let's see. They're probably going to, I would guess, kick it one way or the other instead of straight down the middle to Bryce Sane. They're going to try to kick it away from him and allow their team. There's a squib kick in the middle. It's going to be down at the 39-yard line. 10 seconds still on the clock as getting on the football down there this time was Carson Taylor, one of our backs. And Carson's had a pretty good year running the football as well with 7 touchdowns. He's one of those guys that'll, I think, have a lot to say in his future as a running back, only a sophomore.
Oh, yeah.
Big kid, too. Carson, 5'11", 195, a sophomore coming back. And, of course, those JVs, we got some of those guys down there on the sideline, and hopefully we'll get to see some of them in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it is crucial for the young guys like that to play in big games like this because you get a taste of it and you certainly are ready for the next year coming up.
Here we go. This time we got a wing on the right side. We run to the right side over there behind that wing. Bryce Sane out to the 45, and that's going to be the final play here of the first half as we head to the locker room. Murphy does get on the board with a 7-0 lead. Stay tuned, fans. We'll be back to recap the first half after this 2-minute timeout. Keep it right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as we're looking at the band coming up here in just a minute, but taking a quick recap of the first half here. You can see some of the stats. Murphy, obviously a big edge at offense, 34 plays, 176 yards. Our Maroon Devils, 15 plays, only 54 yards. But again, more than double the number of plays here, Cody, and obviously that gives Murphy more opportunities the more plays they can run up against your defense.
Especially, I mean, this is clock control, It would be astounding if all you had was this in front of you that the score is 7-0.
Right.
But what we're seeing is it's a defensive ball game, but Murphy's controlling the football. They're controlling the clock, which is something we certainly don't want them to do. We need to execute a little bit better on offense, get some of those first downs, move down the field a little bit. And if Murphy is going to have possessions like that, we got to make sure that they have it on their end of the field with a better chance for us to get better field position if they have to punt the ball.
Oh, got some turnovers here. Bulldogs had a couple of turnovers, an interception and a fumble. They fumbled twice and they lost one. Our Maroon Devils 1 turnover on the interception. But again, penalties playing a big role. Murphy 6 penalties, 44 yards in the first half.
And that we got to make sure that we're capitalizing on those, as was said before, certainly with as crucial as every single yard is in a game like that. We got to make sure that we're capitalizing on any chance that we have to pin Murphy further back or to advance the ball.
And right now, let's go and listen up to the Maroon Devil award-winning marching band.
We have an art heist in Harlem. I repeat, we have an art heist in Harlem.
job, Ben. The award-winning Wayne County High School marching band. If you purchase a 50/50 raffle ticket, it's time to locate it. And you may be the winner of one half of tonight's take, which is $841. So locate your ticket.
This is Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Swain County Schools views athletic participation as an extension of the classroom, where valuable life lessons are taught and learned by student athletes. These lessons are best learned when respect is accorded to all participants: players, coaches, officials, administrators, and other fans. Profanity, sexist, racial, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at anyone in this contest venue will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Help us make the right call by exhibiting good sportsmanship throughout the event, regardless of personal feelings or loyalties during the contest. Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
Fans, welcome back. We still have a lot going on in the halftime activities as the band, of course, just finished up playing. And again, congratulations on the awards our band has been able to accumulate in their competition in recent weeks. I know, I'm not sure if they're competing tomorrow, but if you folks like high school bands, and I say this in all sincerity, go to Western Carolina University as they're having very soon their big band competition, and it's huge. It's an all-day event on a Saturday. You'll have to check their website for the date, but they go basically from sunup to sundown up there with bands from Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, all over the South, and it is just amazing. And talking about amazing, let's go down to Taylor Holt, who's down in our amazing student section. And Taylor, are you the chief cheerleader down there in the student section tonight? I got to wonder. Yeah, well, I can tell there's been a lot of good noise down there, a lot of good activity, and really that's the fun of going to football games. I know at the collegiate level, students at every university in the country loves to go to their respective schools' football games, and they have a lot of fun. And I hope our kids here at Swain County High School are seeing that here tonight as well. Well, I know, Taylor, I want to say congratulations to you. I know you just got back this week from a nice trip up, you and your dad and family up to New York City. So that had to be a very special occasion for you. And I'm sure you learned a lot and got to experience a lot of things that you ordinarily wouldn't get to experience, I'm guessing. All right, so, well, hey, keep up the good work here on the Maroon Devils Network. I know, of course, tonight is a big one here with Murphy, but next week we go to Robbinsville. Then we come back here with the Asheville Gladiators. Then we go to Hayesville to wrap up the regular season, and then we'll be in the playoffs. So Hey, yeah, go ahead, Taylor, and take it away. Hello, Avram. Hey. Hey, that's what we like to hear, Taylor. We're going to come back and get them in the second half. But a great first half. And, Taylor, thanks for joining us here from the student section on this Friday night on the Maroon Devils Network. All right, Taylor Holt, good to have her back. And Joe, of course, back from New York City. And fans, stay tuned. We're going to send it back to the station, and then we'll be back as we begin the second half very soon here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Congratulations to the Swain Youth League team. Kiwis are in the semifinals Saturday week versus Robertsville. This game will be played at Copper Bacon. On that same date, the Swain Midgets will be playing April at Perkins. So congratulations to the Swain County Kiwis and Midgets who are in the playoff this year. A reminder, you are in a no smoking, no tobacco use of any kind zone. No smoking, no use of any tobacco products.
Fans, welcome back. Before we get the second half kickoff underway, we want to remind you about a very special event for next week at the Robbinsville Swain game in next week. The athletic directors from both schools set the ticket price to $7, of which $1 will go to Swain and Graham County. There will also be collection boxes at the stadium next week. This is in memory of Steve Claxton, who loved Swain and Graham County. Here we go. We're going to bring it back and return the opening kickoff, and a nice run back by Gage Jones out across the 30-yard line. But Cody, I know you remember Steve Claxton, as many of us do, and that's in his memory. And I hope a lot of people will go to that game next week and help both schools with some extra money.
Absolutely. There was no doubt that there was no person here that bled maroon and white more than Steve Claxton, and that he was just a nice person to be around and a genuine human being, and he is certainly missed.
He certainly is, no doubt about that. Got a man in motion. That's going to be Gage over there on the left side, who had a good first half. Here we go. Damian Lossy running to the second left side of the line, and bang. Nice play to open up the second half.
And what we're doing there is we've gone back to a little bit of putting the twins up there, getting that outside linebacker a little bit further outside. Once he gets caught inside with that IR out move where it looks like the quarterback opened up down towards us, it moved that linebacker over, got him hung up, and we were able to get outside. I hope we continue to go back to that with a lot of those formations.
Well, I'll tell you, good block by Nick Millsaps over there on Bailey McTaggart, one of their defensive ends on that side to keep him out of the play. First down now. Here comes Gage in motion again. Same kind of a look. First down and 10. Gage stops on the left side, and we hand off to the left side. But, boy, they're waiting for us on that play.
Yeah, that was that's one of those plays where Murphy on the veer, they're always just guessing. They're not necessarily reading it, and that's where we just have to be on the ball, and that's where we have to read the veer. That's what it's designed to do, is actually read it. Don't have a predetermined veer whether you just give it or pull it or anything like that. Truly read the veer, and then you will catch Murphy guessing and really be able to hurt him.
Well, and you're right, and that defensive end is so key to watch what he's doing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's what he's trying to do. He has one responsibility, and what you're waiting on with the veers to make sure when they screw up that responsibility.
Here we go, same set, Gage in motion again. Same look. This time Damian wants to throw, overthrows his man just a little bit. Connor Hyatt, just a little slant down there. He had some daylight, but just a little too tall for him.
That is a very dangerous play. Elkin used to run that play a lot out of a shotgun formation, and the quarterback would run at the line of scrimmage. And if you see right there, that's the free safety underneath Connor right there. If he catches that football, there's nobody else behind him. And that is because in a veer offense, the free safety has the pitch man. So when you're doing that, that free safety is coming down the hill because he knows his responsibility is the pitch man.
Wow.
And if you get somebody behind him, there's no one else there.
It's nothing but a lot of green grass. And I have a feeling we might see that play again. Split wide, one receiver on each side. Damian back to throw out of the shotgun. Maroon Devils air it out down the left side, up for grabs. And there was contact, but both guys down there around the football, no flag.
And that was a great ball. That was a good thrown ball and everything like that. It's a double move. We tried to run that earlier when Damian got sacked, and Connor got some great separation. Here he didn't get the separation he was looking for. But I mean, we're trying. We're moving the ball down the field. That is a good sign for us. We haven't moved the ball like that yet this game, so that's a good sign going forward.
No doubt. Maroon Devils coming out, throwing the football somewhat in this first series. Fourth down, no, we're going to have to punt it away. Damian back to punt, and this time back for the Murphy Bulldogs. Let's see if they're going to bring it back, and they've got two dangerous guys back there. And this one is going to be caught on a fair catch at the 29-yard line by Justice Dorsey, who was back there with another dangerous player, Peyton McCracken. So now they take over first and 10, and let's see if our defense can stand up and stop Murphy again, because, you know, I've heard coaches say this for years, that the first couple of minutes in that second half are so big.
They are, and what's really hard is as a player, you've been playing hard the first half. You've gone in there, you've sat down, you've cooled off. So as a player, you're trying to get your motor rev back up, and this is when big plays can happen.
Here we go. Four-man front for the Maroon Devils. First down and 10. Dogs, they come running to the right side. Not much room, because right there to grab him is Charlie Lambert. And when Charlie gets hold of you, you don't go far.
That's a great job. This is Coach Gentry going back to that veer, or going back to the isolation play. And we did a great job there. We've obviously made some adjustments since halftime to help take that isolation away.
So Charlie just kind of wrestled him to the ground.
Manhandled him, if you will. That's about all you can say to that.
Yeah, and some of these guys are on the wrestling team, so they know about that leverage. 2nd down and 8 now. 10 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. 7-0 Murphy in the lead.
Great job. Get in there. Good job.
Nick Millsaps and others. Wow, look at 4 or 5 guys again in there on the play. Cody Long, Chase Hughes coming up as Thomas Allen.
This is key. Watch how we own the line of scrimmage on the top side that forces the offensive lineman to get deep. They're having to block our linebackers in the backfield, and that allows alleys to open up and allow our defensive linemen to get there. If you win the line of scrimmage, and if those offensive linemen, the pulling guards, can go down the line of scrimmage and get upfield, that's when they can hurt you. If you're taking on those blocks in the backfield, Murphy can't go anywhere.
That's it. Big play by Colby Kirkland also up there to blow that play up. 3rd down and 9 now Murphy. This time they have 3 wide to the left side. We haven't seen that all night, as now we have a penalty flag down. Something on the line of scrimmage that's not
I bet
correct.
It's offsides on the offense again. This may be the only time I've seen this twice in one ball game.
Yeah.
Because it's a line judge that
And it is. And it is against the offense, which is rare. And you're right, Cody, 2 times in a game.
I've never seen that before. Usually illegal procedure, false start, or something like that. But, Gentry got a flag over there, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said something on the Murphy sideline, and, boy, they are not happy over there on that Murphy sideline.
That looks like the line judge over there was getting an earful from Coach Gentry, who is he's outside the box he's supposed to be standing in, which is, I guess they give him a little bit of leeway, but you certainly can't stand outside the box and then give the line judge an earful and expect not to get some laundry thrown on the field.
Yeah, Gentry over there right behind him now. Gentry in that yellow sweat jacket over there, the hoodie. And, yeah, he's right in the ear of the line judge there at the down marker. 3rd down now and 14, Murphy. And we'll take those yellow penalty flags when they're going the other way. This time again, they have twins on the left side. Got a man in motion.
Coming this way.
Runfelt looking this way the whole way. Penalty flag down again. And again on the line judge.
They're moving.
Yep.
That's just all there is to it. Murphy they've done that quite a few times. They're just not coming set. They're moving around a lot. Like I said, this is an offense which, first time we've had illegal procedure or false start. This is an offense that is designed to be quick movements and everything like that. They're just not coming set.
And again, boy, Dave Gentry right now talking with one of his assistant coaches. He's getting in his ear as well. And still in his ear as now Murphy is looking at 3rd down and 19. They're at the 20-yard line. They've got to go all the way again to our 39, or their 39, I'm sorry, as they're kind of backing up on every play. 3rd down.
He's going to try to just get him inside, run the ball. That is a go-to play for Gentry. If he feels like that trying to throw a deep pass is too risky right there, he's just going to run a quick trap or an isolation there and just try to get the ball down as far as he can. But we about had a fumble there again. They're carrying that ball.
Our guys are trying to rip it out. Chase Hughes in there along with Thomas Allen. And we've seen guys in there trying to knock that ball loose.
This is the best opportunity we've had all night at field position right here. If we can get a good punt, get it fielded cleanly, and get on up the field a little bit, we're in a great position here to be in Murphy territory from the get-go.
Peyton McCracken averaging 36.5 yards a punt, doing a pretty good job this year. This one a line drive. Bryce Sane might have a chance. He picks it up at the 37. Tries to cut up field, and it's going to be forced out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So about a 6-yard return on that. Not a bad job, but I think, Cody, that might be the first punt of the night here for Murphy.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Which is a good sign. It's showing that we're pinning them back, and taking advantage of penalties.
Yeah.
That's what we're able to do. We're able to force them to try to make some plays and take advantage of those.
Talking about penalties, Murphy, 8 penalties, 54 yards. Our Maroon Devils, only 2 penalties for 23 yards tonight. So, Murphy's had a problem with that yellow hanky, and for the most part, it's been up on the line of scrimmage. 1st down and 10, Maroon Devils. Here we go, second series of the 3rd quarter. We pitch it out to Bryce Sane. He's met, and he still plunges forward after he was hit at the 45. Still keeps plugging those legs out to the 47.
It's a great job. We're starting to spread Murphy out a little bit. We're trying to get these outside linebackers out here a little bit further. Great job. That's exactly. We're supposed to leave that guy standing. Great job by Ian right there.
Yeah.
And getting inside. As you can see, if we get 4 or 5 yards every play, then we can certainly control the clock and and can get this ball game back in order.
Down on the tackle is Parker Posey, their second leading tackler. One of their seniors, number 61. Leading the defense over there is Ray Rathburn, number 24. Their leading tackler with 83 on the season. Got a man in motion to the left side. He stops over there. That's Donovan Groenwald. And this time we run in that direction, and it should be enough for a first down. And he carries out to the 45-yard line of Murphy. So one of our linemen kind of hopping back to the line of scrimmage. We hope he's okay.
That's great. Again, what they're trying to do there is they have Damian open up this way. It makes that middle linebacker. They're reading the quarterback real heavy. Middle linebacker steps too far one way. The backside guard's able to get on him and block it, and then Damian's able to pick up the first down.
And it looks like Chase Hughes kind of limping back to the huddle. We hope he's going to be okay as he gets up over there in his traditional right guard position. And one of our valuable linemen up there. Here we go, first down and 10 at the 45. Damian back to throw, splits it out here to his wide receiver. Tries to turn the corner, gets out to the 40-yard line, penalty flag down. And still running hard down there as looks like Donovan Groenwald.
I hope that they don't throw that as hand to the face on the offense. I think it was more of a horse collar type thing, and that's what I hope they were doing. But he was trying to get him off of it. I hate for him to say hands to the face right here.
And we'll watch this on the replay as we see Damian just quickly throw it out here on the flat to Groenwald, who catches it at the 47.
Yeah, see, I knew he was going to because he put his hand out there. And, you know, that's hard as an offensive player. You're trying to get the ball. You're trying to get separation. It's certainly not going to tackle. You're not at the same risk of hurting an athlete as you are tackling somebody on defense. And I don't really agree with those calls.
Well, I tell you what, our fans don't either. There are a lot of cat calls in the Maroon Devil side of the field. We see now the Murphy side has kind of filled in a little better over there, Cody. They brought some more fans in a little late, but pretty good crowd over there. But, boy, we've got a standing room only crowd on our side.
Must have been traffic in the gorge.
That's it. That's it. The second. Now we're going to bring it up first down. We're going to need about around 13. We're going to be at the 47-yard line. Got to get to the 35 here for first. Split backs. Damian straight ahead in the A-gap, and he runs out to the 45-yard line, and they stack him up there. Never did really bring him down, but that's just man-on-man football.
And that's a quarterback sneak, and a lot of people talk about that, but we ran this very, very successfully with Michael Watson, a really good quarterback for Swain County, in the state championship game in 2001. Yes. When you start getting two offensive linemen that are B-gap players, then all you have to do is block out, and the quarterback, as you can see right there, gets 5 yards of carry, and sometimes if he can beat that middle linebacker, can pick up a lot more.
That's it. We'll see if we can work on that a little bit. This time, Thomas Allen flips over to the left side strong. Second down now and 10 at the 45. Damian with the option.
Oh, there
cuts
he
back
goes.
inside. Has some room. Has the first down inside the 35. And that's kind of what you were talking about, Cody. He turned basically nothing into a 12-yard gain.
And Murphy made the fatal mistake here that we have to worry about is they overplayed it.
Yeah.
The linebackers got caught outside. He came inside, and no one's left.
And just a good move by Damian as he's finally brought down over there by Landon Jordan. But just good heads-up vision by Damian Lossy.
And that's what it's designed to do. Stretch him out, cut back inside.
So now at the 33-yard line, Maroon Devils trying to get a touchdown on the board and tie up these dogs. 4:55 to play in the third quarter. Down 7-0. Here comes Bryce, and he runs into a lot of traffic. He tried to cut it inside. Nothing there. Bounced outside, but still no room.
What would be great to see here, this, as you can see right here, that's the free safety. He is playing really, really close to the line of scrimmage. If there was anything that we could do in any kind of play action, get him to bite and do anything, boy, somebody could get by him real quick.
So, yeah, he's trying to come up and run support quickly.
That's what he's trying to do. He's sneaking up, and hopefully we can see that and take advantage of that here in a little bit.
And talking about their free safety, he's one of those good athletes. We're talking about Peyton McCracken, number 3, as he's kind of the last line of defense, so to speak. 4 minutes to play. Split backs for the Maroon Devils. Here comes Damian running to the left side, breaking a tackle as he's stopped at the 29-yard line. It looks like a late flag coming in. So let's see.
I'm not sure what that was. I didn't really catch.
It was kind of late. I don't know if it was like a face mask or let's see. We'll watch the replay and see if we can see anything here. But it was a late flag. Not after the whistle, but very late in the play.
Oh, yeah, face mask.
Yeah, looked like a face mask. Yep.
This is interesting. This is very, very, very.
Boy.
I don't know what the defensive coordinator for Murphy has their free safety playing run support as a linebacker on the veer. I just watching that, they have him filling the C gap, and that's very dangerous. It's commendable that he's trying to do it, and he's doing it well right now. But boy, that is a dangerous thing. If you can see right there, free safety is covering this gap here.
Oh boy!
And my goodness,
that's gambling.
That is a big gamble.
Now the Maroon Devils stay on the ground and get the first down on 2nd down and 1. That's old Thomas Nelson over there. Thomas Nelson has been their D coordinator over there for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it works if you can do it and you can get away with it. But the problem you run with that is any time that you run a play action and you have your free safety running tight run support like that and not over the top pitch responsibilities, you can really get in some trouble.
Yeah, get burned in a hurry. 3:19 and counting. Been a quick third quarter as well. 7-0 Murphy, but the Maroon Devils knocking on the door of the red zone here at the 21-yard line. Coming in motion is going to be Donovan Groenwald again. Lines up on the left side, and we run just right up the gut again, this time down to the 16-yard line. And I tell you what, this is a thing of beauty, Cody. I wanted to say it ain't pretty, but this is really a thing of beauty. This is Maroon Devil football just controlling the drive here with good line play.
That's what it is. You're just controlling the drive. You're getting 4 yards a carry. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Move the ball down the field. Hang on to the football. Don't make any stupid mistakes and get any penalties. And let's get this game back in order.
Here we go. 2nd down and 7. Again, Maroon Devils right now with the offensive line getting the job done up front. Here comes Damian, cuts it back inside again. Damian at the 15, down to the 5.
He can get there, touchdown.
And he's in, touchdown, but a penalty flag.
Oh, come on.
A penalty flag late in the play. It's coming back in a holding call.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, he's going to call a holding.
Yep, holding is going to bring that touchdown back.
This far back, away from the play.
Yeah,
absolutely no contribution to the play whatsoever.
Yeah, that play was well upfield when that flag came out.
And wow. I really, really don't like the head official who's that far back throwing flags at the line of scrimmage like that. I think they threw it on Colby here. Hands are inside. He's pushing him. I mean, it's a pancake block.
Yeah.
His hands stayed inside the whole time. And look, there's an official standing right there in front of him. He didn't throw his flag.
He didn't throw it.
The head official referee doesn't have any business throwing that flag.
Way back behind the play. So now instead of 6 on the board, the line of scrimmage is going to be the 19-yard line, 2nd down, and still about 8 to go. So basically it just wipes out the touchdown, and we start over. 2nd down.
We're spreading them out. I like seeing that. That's good wide splits. That's moving Murphy out.
Here comes Damian again. Same play.
Do it again.
Right up the gut this time. Good run. It's going to be a 1st down at the 10-yard line. Move the sticks. The Maroon Devils with 2:18 to play on the 3rd.
We're really, really working on this defensive end down here. We are making him make some really tough decisions, and this is just a design quarterback follow. He's going to IR out, get inside, and just get inside that defensive end.
He did, and the defensive end tried to make the tackle. It's too late.
He's trying to, but it's just we're too far inside of him.
That's Dallas Rayburn down there, who was, again, preseason All-Western North Carolina team and outstanding player. Here we go, split backs. Damian under center, 1st and 10. 1st and goal to go at the 10. Here comes Bryce on the right side. He plugs down to about the 7, or that could be Taylor on the carry. And as they all untangle, let's see as they get back to the huddle.
Yeah, I believe
that's going to be Carson Taylor. 32 instead of 22. And now let's see. Murphy bringing in some more beef.
This is just a straight inside veer play. We missed our block right there on the linebacker. 2 went on the outside linebacker. We missed one on the inside linebacker, and that got us. But I hope we go back to the plays like that, and it looks like we are potentially to the other side. If we can get that inside linebacker block, this is a touchdown.
Here we go. Left side, and we're still running hard down near the 2-yard line.
We got their number right there, man. If we stick on that, the alignment that they have on this play, they've got an outside linebacker that's over the top. He's outside. If we seal him up on the inside, we just missed him right there. There's not a soul up there.
Wow.
We have got to block that inside linebacker, and that is going to hurt Murphy.
Now at the 2-yard line, the Maroon Devils, 3rd down, and we'll call it 2.5 for the touchdown. Maroon Devil fans getting on their feet. And now we have Taylor and Bryce Saint in the backfield.
Oh, all we have to do is block that inside man. If we can get a move and block that inside man.
And did we get in? Touchdown, Maroon Devils.
Good job.
Got it done. And carrying on the play as they all untangle. I couldn't tell who carried on that one, if it was Bryce or Damian.
I think it was Damian with the assistance of Carson pushing him in the back there. Hey, that's the way to do that.
There you go.
I really, really liked that offensive set that Scotty's put in right there, and I think that's going to be a good thing that we definitely need to go back to. Murphy does not have an answer for that.
Good job up front by Colby Kirkland, the lead blocker on that play. Point after touchdown is good. And we've got a tie game with only 33 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back in 1 minute after this break on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Aiden Pond will kick it off for the Maroon Devils. And again, their dangerous return man back deep here as we're getting ready here. Back deep again is Peyton McCracken. He's back there along with Justice Dorsey, two dangerous return men in their own right. But this one is going to go to the sideline and go out of bounds. And they'll have it at the 35-yard line. 33 seconds to play, third quarter. So, Cody, interesting. Maroon Devils, on the first series, we came out, started throwing the ball around a little bit, kind of loosened Murphy up. Then this series would come back and start running that football and just had a good clock-eating, pounding drive.
And that was a good thing. I mean, running some of those plays, setting up different plays, and then getting in that formation at the end, something that Murphy had not seen all night long, really put them on their heels there. And as you can tell with the stats, we've all probably actually over doubled our yards, our rushing yard, our playing yards since halftime.
Oh, no doubt. Maroon Devils 32 plays, 125 yards. Murphy 37 plays, 181 yards. Getting those offensive numbers jacked up. Here we go. First down, Murphy with the football. Wing on the right. They turn and hand off to the right, and they run that way, but a good tackle again over there at the line of scrimmage. And again, that is Cody Long. He is playing like a man, isn't he?
Reading that. And if you see this is designed for a linebacker like this. He sees them come across his face. He opens up right there, tucks in right behind that guard. The guard misses the block, and it's perfect.
Wow.
Perfect alleyway.
He has had a great game tonight. Talking about, I know a lot of guys don't get a lot of credit because they don't see their numbers up in lights like the rushing and passing yards. But these guys on defense, as we see the third quarter, will expand on that a little more. But right now, third quarter is in the bank. 7-7 tie here at Swain County Memorial Stadium and Boyce Dietz Field. And Coach Dietz sitting right down here in front of us here, watching this and enjoying it as well. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network.
The Smoky Mountain Conference, one of North Carolina's oldest and most storied athletic conferences, producing champions on and off the playing field for decades. The Smoky Mountain Conference. Tradition lives here.
Fans, welcome back. Again, we appreciate Joe Holt up on the top of the press box, Taylor Holt, Emma Dingle, all the good work they're doing to keep us alive and well. And, of course, people back at the radio station like Andy Rogers and Wyatt Burnett back at WBHN, 94.1 FM and 1590 AM. Here we go, fourth quarter. We're starting over. We're all even at 7-7. 12 minutes left to decide who's going to be the king of the Smoky Mountain Conference for at least 1 week. And Murphy comes running straight ahead. Nothing new there as they like to run between the tackles, Cody.
That's the fullback trap, and especially watch them try to go to something right back to that. Gentry likes to run on third down the fullback trap again, so I would expect to see that happen.
So now the Bulldogs, they're switching some of their personnel in and out on the offensive line, and that's one of the keys, I think, in this fourth quarter. Who can you get in there that's going to be fresh?
Right. Here's the replay, yeah. Just a standard fullback trap. And that's
nothing fancy there, is there?
No, and he's going to go into shotgun here. It looks like all the linemen are down. So
Rumfield wants to throw, sets up his wide receiver, and we play it well. Outstanding play over there by Chase Hughes, and also our backer over there. That was Ian Brooks who really blew that play up.
Boy, I tell you what, now that is, if you're going to run back inside, you got to be ready for this right here coming, as you're running back in the teeth of some big old boys. So you better be careful doing that. If you're a wide receiver, it's better just to stay on the outside.
Chase Hughes is 6'2", 260. Of course, Ian turned that play back in. He's 5'9", 180, and Ian plays with a high revving motor.
Oh, yeah, he does, and that's really good, and that's going to carry him a long way.
So good job over there. Murphy going to have to punt it again on fourth down and 7. 10:41 to play in the ball game. McCracken, not a bad punt. Bryce is going to do the safe thing. Murphy got down there quickly on punt coverage, so no return. We'll have the football back here with 10.5 minutes, and that's still a whole lot of time here, Cody.
That is a whole lot of time, and this is a really crucial drive for us to be able to move the ball down, at least at minimum get it into Murphy territory, control the clock, and just do methodical things, just moving the ball down the field like we did on the last drive. And I hope to see us get back in that offensive formation we did right when we scored the touchdown. That was very effective.
So right now, Maroon Devils are going to bring Connor Hyatt wide to the left side. Up top, it's going to be Donovan Groenwald. Everybody else in tight. This time the tight end comes over here on the left side, wide side of the field for the split backs right behind Damien, who's going to run the option. There's a big gap, and Damien out to the 39-yard line. And wow, he had a nice seam to run through.
And that's the other thing that gets it is their free safety again. Here he is he's playing C-gap coverage. And it takes him all the way to get there. There's no responsibility. No one has responsibility other than offensive lineman. But when he gets turned in or out, I mean, that's it. They have no run support except for the free safety. So I hope we continue to pick on that because that is going to be a big problem for Murphy.
All right, second down now. We need 4. Second down and 4. Exactly 10 minutes to play here on a chilly Friday night, but it's feeling more like football weather every week. Split backs now behind Damien, who's under center. 2 wide receivers. Hands off. And this time it's going to be Bryce Zane. Not much room there as he carries out to the 42. And check that. It's not 22, but 32. Carson Taylor. And now we got an injured Bulldog player down on the field. And let's check and see who that is. That's going to be 55. One of their leaders over there is Bailey McTaggart, one of the seniors on this squad. And we hope he's okay, though. We don't want to see injuries.
It looks like there he might have got hit, took a helmet to his hand or arm or something like that from his other player, but I'm not sure, or got twisted up, because anytime you're holding an offensive player like that and twisting, you got that chance to get really hurt.
Oh, and don't forget, friends, while we have a break, next week we go to Robbinsville, and right now we hope both teams are going to be playing at Big Oak Stadium undefeated for first place in the Smoky Mountain Conference. But, hey, there's still 9.5 minutes to determine that here tonight. But at the Robbinsville Swain game in 2 weeks, the athletic directors for both schools set the ticket price to $7, of which $1 will go to Swain and Graham County schools. They're going to split it. There will also be collection boxes at the stadium. And all of this is in memory of our dear friend Steve Claxton, who passed away. And Steve, of course, played here at Swain, worked here in the Swain County schools. And his last few years lived in Graham County. And his, of course, the head football coach over there, D. Walsh, was Steve Claxton's holder when Steve was a kicker at Western Carolina University. Yes, indeed.
That's interesting. Small world when it gets like that, isn't it?
Yeah, D was his holder as Steve kicked at WCU under legendary coach Bob Waters. And he was a left-footed And Steve, and I checked this, it's true. Steve was the last straight-on, straight-leg kicker at Western Carolina before the soccer-style kickers came in. So, yeah, some interesting trivia. We got some movement this time, and I'm afraid it's on us. Going to have to back up 5 on a false start here, and I think that's the first one of those we've had tonight.
I think it is, too. That definitely not a penalty we needed right there. I mean, when you go from 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, back to down to 3rd and 6, that's a difficult one to swallow. But nonetheless, it's definitely attainable and something we need to try to pick up right here. Keep the momentum going.
It's it. Connor Hyatt coming in with the play now from Scotty McMahon on the sideline. His brother Ryan going into the Hall of Fame this year here at Swain County High School. A great family in the athletics years here at Swain County High School. 3rd down.
Oh, goodness, it's wide open if he can get broke free.
Oh, boy, couldn't get broke free. That guy up on the line of scrimmage grabbed him, and that's number 71 in there, and he's a big boy as well. Dallas Rayburn at 5'11", 265. He was the guy that got him.
Yeah, that was it. Again, they had this time the free safety was over the top. If we got inside, I mean, there was nobody going to be there. So it's just trying to get away from those big defensive linemen. That's our big thing. Is once we can get away from them, we can certainly hurt them.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cody, both lines have played fantastic football tonight. 4th down, Damian Lossy going to punt it away. And it's going to be brought back this time. No, they're going to call fair catch at the 33. And that's where the Dogs will have it now with 8:29 to play. We're still tied at 7-7. And, wow, what a standoff it has been here. Basically only 7 points total here in the second half. Man.
This is where you really start getting anxious, where my hands start sweating and start looking at it. I mean, this, again, we got to watch with Murphy. I mean, they can certainly control the ball. We saw that in the first half. So we really, really have to make some big defensive plays here and get the ball back with some time left on the clock to be able to move it back down the field.
Oh, no doubt. The defense has ruled here tonight. 7-7 tie. Coming in, both defenses have been outstanding all year. We've given up 63 points all year. They've given up 92 points all year. Rumpelt throwing on the line is picked off by Connor Hyatt. Wow, Connor came flying up, and he read that all the way, Cody, and stepped right in front of their receiver.
We watched the replay right here. Connor set him up. Connor was watching this quarterback. He's played quarterback before. He set the quarterback up. He waited, and waited him to throw the ball, knowing he was going to. He stays completely off of the screen right here, and then at the last second, he makes his move when he knows that quarterback's committed, but it was too late.
Bang.
He waited way back. That was perfect job of reading the quarterback and baiting him into a throw.
Wow, what a great play. You're right. He came screaming up, stepped right in front of that receiver, and now the Maroon Devils 1st down at the Murphy 28-yard line. That could be the game-turning play here with that pick. 1st down and 10. Handoff right side to Bryce Lane, and he falls down in the backfield.
Okay,
yep, so that was a tough break.
Murphy, again, this is very interesting. They are playing without a linebacker on that entire side. If you look, they have got everybody filled up, and there is not a single linebacker on that side. The linebackers playing out here, playing outside of our tight end, and there's the free safety. There is nothing on the inside right there. If we can capitalize on that, boy, we can really, really change the tide of this ball game quickly.
That's 6 points if we can do that. This time we bring a receiver wide to each side. Split backs, Groenwald coming in motion. Kind of like a jet sweep this time. Damian straight ahead on the quarterback keeper. Carries down to the 28-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and still about 12 to go.
I'm wondering what this flag is. If it was anything on the offense movement-wise, it should have been a dead ball. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they did blow the play dead, so it was thrown by the line judge, though. It is a false start against our Maroon Devils. So it's not going to hurt us a lot.
I'm not real sure where it was at there.
Well, they're going to mark it from the line of scrimmage. So basically, now they're going to mark it from where the end of the play was. Man, so that one stings a little bit. It's going to be brought back to the 37-yard line. So we lost some yards anyway. So that adds some insult to injury, so to speak, with 7:35 to play. Now we're looking at 2nd down and roughly 19 to go.
Certainly kills the momentum. We got to try to get it back right here in a couple of plays. We need a couple of big plays.
Oh, no doubt. Connor wide left. Groenwald coming in motion again. Over here to the left side with Connor. Damian rolling to that side, looking back over the middle.
There
Connor
he is.
open
He's
on
open.
the other side. He's got it
Great
at the
job.
27-25, down to the 20, cuts inside 15, down to the 10-yard line. Here's Connor Hyatt, and he found him wide open over the middle over there,
That is
Cody.
an amazing play. Connor did a great job right there of reading what was happening with the middle of the field. The middle of the field shifted everybody with Connor, and he saw that, planted his feet, and come back. And what a great athletic play by Damian to recognize it, come back across the field, and throw on the run, but be able to do it going to his dominant side.
Oh, boy, great play. But, boy, I tell you, Damian took a shot in the face on that play.
Yeah,
Wow.
I saw him speaking with the head official after that, probably trying to get some explanation as to what happened there and why it was a no call.
Yeah, when you hit a guy in the face, that should be some penalty yards. But right now, first down and goal. Maroon Devils at the 10-yard line, 6:40 to play. 7-7 tie. And now we've got a timeout. The Maroon Devils want to talk things over, and we have 3 timeouts, and we have 6:34 to play. Stay with us. We'll be back in just 1 minute here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, here we go. First down and 10 after the timeout. Split backs behind Damian Lossy. Got a wing on the left side. We run that way. Damian cuts inside, and I don't know if anybody got a piece of his cleat or he just kind of fell. But, again, only a couple of yards. And one thing we think about, when the temperature starts getting cooler this time of the year, Cody, as being a player, that grass gets wet.
It does. There's a lot of dew gets on the field and everything like that this time of the night. And it does get wet, and you've got to really plant your feet in this.
Yeah, no question. As opposed to earlier in the summer when it's so warm. Here we go, split backs again. This time,
get upfield, Bryce.
There's Bryce cutting inside.
Good job.
Down inside the 5 to about the 3.
Hold on to the football.
Boy.
Goodness gracious. We definitely have the momentum in our favor. We got them on their heels. Tempo. If we keep the tempo up, keep the ball moving, this can really change the momentum of the ball game.
Well, Bryce is up. They're going to spot it at the 5. I think we kind of got a bad spot there. I think Bryce was up closer inside the 4.
I think we got a terrible spot there, but we're back to that offensive set that we saw them so successful in the last drive. Let's see if we can't punch it in right here. They've got them spread out on this side with Ian. Let's see if they run this way. Great job.
Here we go. Touchdown, Maroon Devils in the end zone. What a great play, Cody. And you were talking about that formation.
It is. What it is it's spreading them out. It gives Ian an opportunity to get inside to kick everybody out. And we're catching them just like I was talking about it a minute ago. They're trying to play too far over the top up here. They're spread out. Ian's on the inside. I don't believe this is the play. I believe that was the play before. Yeah. But they're catching them on the outside, and Ian's able to get inside and seal that up, and Damian's taking advantage of it.
Here's the all-important point after touchdown, of course. The kick is up, and it's through there, and it's good. So with 5:16 to play, our Maroon Devils take the lead at 14-7. But I tell you, it has been anything but easy here tonight.
It has been, and this is a very, very crucial moment. This is where, Murphy may try to get outside the norm, try to make a big play happen. So you just need to stay focused, stick with your game plan, but be careful for those big plays and what they'll be looking for.
And I was wondering if we might be able to see that replay of the touchdown again, Joe. I don't know if we're able to, but we might throw that up there again before we kick it back to the Murphy Bulldogs. And Cody, we'll check. We'll see this play one more time on the TD.
Got them spread in. Everybody's able to push down. Ian's able to step outside here, and this guy seals inside, takes the dive. Ian's able to get inside of them, and they're playing too far over the top.
Great
and that's the free safety again. Number 6 is playing free safety over the top, trying to get that run coverage, and that's what's going to hurt them. They just can't do it. You can't play all of those positions with one player.
Damian Lossy with the run and the touchdown. And again, Ian Brooks out there sealing off that side to open up that angle inside for Damian Lossy with outstanding play. And, boy, that was sweet. 5:16 to play now. We're going to kick it back to the Bulldogs with a 14-7 lead, our first lead tonight. Murphy had the only score in the first half with a 7-0 halftime lead, but we have answered back with 14 unanswered points here in the second half. And now the kickoff from Aiden. Going to kick this one high and short. Going to be taken up at the 28. They're going to run down the left sideline, breaking a tackle or two, spinning around again. Wow, they bring it back all the way across the 50-yard line. So Murphy made us pay with that short kick with an outstanding return.
That's the one thing. I mean, that's a good idea when you can kick it short. He kicked it a little deep. He's trying to just kick it over that front line, get it to fall right behind the front line with our guys coming up. The problem with that is when you kick a short kick and all of our players are running so hard to get down there, we run right by the ball. As you can see right there, we just run right by it because it's a designed kick for us to try to get underneath that football, but that's the risk you run as you run him past the ball.
Here we go now. Murphy in outstanding field position at our 48-yard line. And they have the reverse here. They go one way, come back the other on the second handoff, and carry to the 45. So it's still pretty good coverage.
That's one of Murphy's, it's a desperation play. It's not necessarily that they're desperate right now, but what they're trying to do is catch us off guard. This is not what Murphy wants to run.
Right.
That is too slow. It's too developing. The counter double, too many people are going different ways. They don't like to do that. It's not rhythmic enough for Murphy.
That's Justice Dorsey on the handoff, only 2 yards. Second down at 8 now at our 46, and this time they run the sweep out to the wide side.
Perfect.
Devontae Murray coming up, and again, a big tackle inside by Jake Langston and company. As you're right, Murphy looks like almost a little frustrated.
How you defend the buck sweep. Watch this. He takes a step. He tries to cut up there, doesn't like it, has to come outside, tries to cut up there. Ian's right there. Free safety's coming over the top, and there's run support cornerback right there. We make the tackle. Perfect. That is how you defend against Murphy.
Wow, only a 1 yard gain. Third down and still about 7 or 8 now for Murphy after 2 plays in excellent field position. They have third and long.
That's false start. There we go. Great job.
Yep, they moved again. That's going to back them up 5, and they've had trouble
to do it.
So right now, third down, and now they need almost 12 right on the 50-yard line. Twins on the left side.
He's going to go in motion. There he goes. Now he's going to go outside of that guy and then try to slip in right behind him.
This time they throw it inside under our safeties, and a big gain and a broken tackle.
Block in the back. There it goes. It's coming back.
Penalty flag may bring the play back. A huge play for Murphy, and again, a big penalty at the 22-yard line.
It was. We got caught inside, but as we were trying to come over the top right there, there was a shove in the back. So that's a block in the back from right there. It's going to at least bring it back to a manageable place for us.
Well, they found that seam right behind the linebackers underneath our secondary.
Yeah, and we just overran the ball. But if you see him coming here, we get caught inside with a miss right there. But right here's the block in the back, the shove right there past him.
No doubt about that one.
No need to do that. Even if you're a Murphy player, I mean, it helps us out. But there's absolutely no need to do that. Just get in the way, put your hands up, and let your players make a play.
And that cost them a potential touchdown. So now at the 34-yard line, that big penalty brought the big play by Murphy back. And it's going to bring up first down and 10. And they're still in pretty good field position with 3:19 to play.
McCracken took a shot on that play. He did a great job, but he did take quite a bit of a shot on that play. And looks like he's trying to stretch out a cramp he's been dealing with all game over there on the sideline.
Yeah, those cramps, once they start, they're kind of hard to get rid of, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
So now Twins on the left side. Murphy setting up basically the same set as we saw just a moment ago. This time they're going to run it right up the gut with a quarterback run felt. Not a bad run as he carries down to the 25-yard line for a gain of about 9 on first down.
And I believe this is solely misdirection. All they're trying to do is get you look. I don't believe anybody there was a fold block in front. So this is basically a fullback trap without a fullback.
Without a fullback.
What he does is the quarterback now becomes the fullback. It's straight up and down trap, right up in the A gap, and that's all that is. And so it's a favorite play of Murphy, just using a different player.
Now our Maroon Devil fans on their feet here on second down. Murphy only needs one. Right now the Maroon Devils want to stop him, but right now the key is we have a penalty, and Murphy calls a timeout. It wasn't any kind of a delay of game because there were still 4 seconds on the clock when the flag came out. And let's see what the penalty is. But David Gentry's way out here on the field, and I think he might have got warned by the line judge that, hey, being on the field is not where you're supposed to be. Coach Gentry, I know, is looking for his 413th win, but
right.
We hope it's going to be coming next week against Rosman and not here tonight. With 2.5 minutes to play, the ball does back up. I'm not sure. They never did really signal what probably a false start again. It's a 5-yard penalty. Second down now, and we'll call it 6 for Murphy. 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line of Swain High.
No wide receivers. Are probably going to try to get wide up top. Fullback trap again. There he is.
Not much room there, Cody.
Yeah.
Man, oh, man, a lot of Maroon jerseys. Again, Jake Langston, our leading tackler this year. He's been in on a lot of plays tonight also.
If you watch, it's a quick trap. It was actually a fold block isolation. As my apologies on that. It wasn't a trap. It was a fold block isolation, similar to what they tried to run in the first half and were successful with. But we've just made the adjustments we needed to make, and they can't do it anymore.
Wow, outstanding line play up there. Again, also in there was Colby Kirkland, among others. Now, 3rd down, Murphy needs 5. Twins on the left side, Rumpelt rolling that way, looking. Has plenty of time, rolls back to the right side, down the middle, got his tight end at the 20, 15, 10, down inside the 10-yard line. Murphy with a big first down on that pass completion. And Rumpelt really made that play work.
He really did, and what makes the play work is how dangerous he is. He is a small quarterback, but he can move his feet. And rolling one way and coming back across the other got us set up in a way that our linebackers got hung up at a bad spot, and he was able to just put it right over top of them.
And again, he hasn't thrown to his tight end tonight, but he found him open on that particular play, and that's a big first down now for the Bulldogs as first down and goal at the 7-yard line. Gentry, I believe, back on the field again, talking to the line judge, and they may have used a timeout here. They had 2. And they are going to call a timeout. We'll keep it right here. We don't want to miss anything here with 1:15 to play. Murphy has a first down and goal from the 7. But again, plenty of time. And no, they actually have, according to the clock, 2 timeouts left now. It showed 1 a moment ago, but now it says 2.
Coach Gentry's upset about something. I'm not real sure what it was over there on the sideline, but he is certainly upset about something.
He's been giving that line judge a what for the last few minutes.
Oh, absolutely. He's still doing it over there. I'm not sure what it was.
And, he's still trying to get his point across. As we mentioned, David Gentry with a win tonight, and we hope it doesn't happen, will become the all-time winningest coach in high school history in North Carolina, as he's going to be passing Jack Lawley.
Yeah, Coach Dietz is here signaling that he believes that Murphy only has 1 timeout left, and that's what we thought too.
Yeah, the clock says 2, but I think they only have 1. 14-7, Maroon Devils in the lead, but Murphy threatening to tie. Let's see, can we keep them off the scoreboard here with 1:15 left to play? 1:15 left to go here. This time, Runfeld's going to be back in the shotgun, 4 wide. We haven't seen this all night. And now our Maroon Devils want a timeout. Cody, I'm sure our Coach Neil Blankenship saw that, and he's like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
we haven't seen that tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to that looked like it was fixing to be basically a run-pass option for Rumsfeld. He was going to have the wide side of the field with trips. He's going to have the ability to throw the ball to any one of his 3 wide receivers over there, but also be able to use his legs. And they're just trying to spread us out, which is it's interesting because that is not a Murphy offense at all.
It really isn't, and especially when you're down inside when the field gets smaller.
Yeah, and that's why they're trying to use the wide side of the field. They're trying to use a quarterback that certainly has the mobility to be able to hurt you, as well as some really good wide receivers, and I believe some of your running backs split out there that can make a play, obviously, too. So,
as we mentioned, we got to keep an eye on number 3, Peyton McCracken, their leading receiver. 14 catches, 258 yards, 5 touchdowns on the season. Also, they use Luke Ritz. They use Justice Dorsey out of the backfield as a receiver. So now, after our Maroon Devils timeout, and the big question is, if they score, will they go for 2? That is, let's hope they don't score. 1:15 to play. And again, here we go. First down and goal from the 7-yard line. Murphy again, 4 wide receivers. Rumfeld rolling to the left side. Fires, slant pattern over the middle. Got his man. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
That was a great time and play. I'm looking over to the sideline. It looks like, I know I do see the kicker running onto the field, so they're going to go for 1. But like you said, Murphy's kicker has not been automatic.
Nope. He is 15 of 22, or I'm sorry, 17 of 22 this year, so he has missed 5. That was Dorsey out of the backfield on the slant pattern for the touchdown catch. So let's see. Can the Maroon Devils put on an awesome rush here and try to knock this one down? But again, Braden Alexander, 17 of 22 on the year.
Now that should be Murphy's final timeout.
That's what I was thinking as well, as our clock says 2. But I'm not sure that's correct. Now it says 1, but I still don't think.
Just 1 each?
So now they're saying they have 1 each.
So we might have run a timeout when we thought Murphy had called a timeout. That might have been 1 for Swain.
Yeah, we had folks here in the stands thinking just like we did. So we weren't totally dreaming, were we, Cody?
No, we weren't. And it's interesting. I know that Coach Gentry called a timeout there. It looked like he didn't have enough players on the field. But you always have to keep in the back of your mind that right now he's probably just trying to calm everybody down, tell them their responsibilities. You got to be really well on this. Don't let anybody come inside and get the block. But, anything can happen. You certainly don't want to try to dream up some kind of 2-point conversion play here with a fake. But I believe what he's more concerned about is just making sure he gets everybody the inside block.
Now keep this in mind. The holder is Peyton McCracken, and we know his athletic ability. So he's a good hands guy with the football.
So somebody certainly needs to stay at home and be watching that.
Yep. Now we jumped offside. Now will that change Murphy's situation? They may decide to go for 2 now.
He's got his quarterback. He sure does. He's got his quarterback right there.
That's half the distance. That's a ball on the 1-yard line. Now they're going to line up, I think, and go for 2.
Yep. And that might have been designed that they were trying to make us jump offside. That's why he was bringing them over there so he could now try to go for 2.
And they do have their offense on the field, and now they have used their last timeout. They call that final timeout. So now 1:10 to play, and you hate to see this, but now the game has come down to basically 1 play.
It has almost come down to an extra point. This is.
I mean, there's still 1:10 to play, Cody, and that's not a whole lot of time. But this conversion right here is huge, obviously.
I couldn't imagine that Murphy's going to put too much faith outside of what their normal offense is. They're going to try to run something. I don't expect them to get too fancy here, but the classic, given all they have, is that quick thing. I could see them running out of probably the fullback trap or that isolation again. That is something. But as many bodies are as close as they are down there inside the box, those are hard plays to run. So I don't know. Coach Gentry's been doing it for quite some time. So
it is. It's. I'm sure they're just going to go to their bread and butter, typical offensive scheme here, because they only have to get 1 yard for a 2-point conversion. So our Maroon Devil defense. Game on the line right here, folks. It's just that simple. 1:10 to play. I know we'll get the football back on the kickoff, but we don't have a whole lot of time here. If we can stop them right here, may not matter. So here comes Murphy lining up. Everybody in tight. Double wings, split backs in the backfield behind Runfield.
Back trap's what he's after. There's that isolation.
There they go.
There he goes.
They got it.
Yep.
Devontae Murray, nothing new there. They go to him for the 2-point conversion, and boy, the Murphy sideline goes crazy as now they have a lead, 15-14.
And we can't be. I mean, there's a minute 10 left on the clock. We have a timeout left. Murphy does not have a timeout left. We certainly have plenty of time here, and with some of the offensive drives that we've put together in the last two drives, then we can certainly put one together here.
Yes, indeed. We have 110, and again we have the passing capability. I think, Cody, to work that sideline if we need to, and again. I think a lot of it depends on the kickoff here and our field position on the return. I have a feeling, of course, they're probably going to have some kind of squib kick that would be hard to return.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think that Murphy wants to boot one back there and give us an opportunity to run it back with some of the athletes we've got back there, but you never know.
That's right. So right now they're going to kick it back to our Maroon Devils. Dropping back, we're going to have Bryce Say, and also back there is going to be Donovan Groenwald, and back there with him, Connor Hyatt. They're going to be our three deep men. Groenwald on the left, Connor on the right, Bryce in the middle. But then up front there, we've got some other backs. We got Colby Taylor up there, one of our up men.
Yeah, he's awful close to the ball. He's just going to
squib kick it. And now we're going to get on it, and we're going to take it at the 39-yard line and fall on it right there. Just a smart heads-up play over there by one of our linemen, Cody Long, who's played a huge game tonight.
Yeah, that's certainly a great job. He ran after that ball right here. He wasn't going to let it get to the second. He caught it on that hop. That's exactly the way you want those front men to catch it and get on the ground.
Good job by Cody Long. Coming in now, Damian Lossy. 1:07 to go. Here we go, fans, from
this is it.
The 40-yard line. A field goal would actually win it. Of course, we'd like to get 6 on the board and take away any.
We're spreading them out. It's a great job. The free safety is now way over here. We certainly have them spread out. We've got Connor right there on the sideline.
And Connor catches it.
Get up there.
He does not get out of bounds.
That's a first down, though. It's going to stop the clock.
Yep, got to stop the clock.
Move the chain, so we can at least get up there, have our play ready. We're running a 2-minute O, which is a great job by our guys.
And Connor's a tough guy to cover.
Yeah, he is.
He's athletic. He's tall enough. I mean, Connor's 6'1".
Coach.
So now Twins on the right side. The clock is running. First down and 10. Maroon Devils at the Murphy 49. Damian operating from the shotgun. Penalty flag down. Yep, we had movement up front. And now is when you've got to keep your composure.
And I know that penalties hurt you here, but the one thing that they do is stop the clock. But we've got to get up to the ball. We can't be running around. We've got to get up to the ball. We've got to know the plays that we're going to be running and execute them as quickly as possible.
Yep. And you got to keep your head in the moment. 15-14, Murphy in the lead. Now the clock starts again. 37 seconds and counting. Damian rolling right side. Has time. Now gets pressure. And they've got him by the jersey, but he throws it incomplete. And no penalty flag for any kind of a grounding. So
he had a receiver over there.
There was Groenwald.
And it did get past the line of scrimmage, so he was good there. But that's just a lot of time off the clock.
Yes. Now down to 28 seconds to play. Again, we have one timeout. And we've got to go 54 yards. Oh, boy, but what a game tonight. We knew it was going to be tight. We just didn't know it was going to be this tight.
That's right.
Man. And it's still not over. 28 seconds to play. Damian gets to play. Coming in now after that incomplete pass. He can take his time. Now the play clock running, though, down to 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Got to get up there and get this play call. Play clock down to 4, down to 3, down to 2, and we get the play away. Damian, pressure up the middle, and he's hit, throws down the middle, and he's got it. There's Groenwald down the field at the 26-yard line. We got 21 seconds. That should stop the clock.
He needs to get up there and spike the ball, though. Everybody get set. We've got plenty of time. Everybody get set. Snap the ball. Good job.
There we go. Spike the ball, stops the clock, 18 and a half seconds, one timeout left.
And what we need to do here, we don't need to get it all in one chunk. We got to get inside at least the 15, get inside close to the 10 if we even have a chance at kicking a field goal and winning this thing.
Oh, no question. And, of course, Gavin Lanning is the man with the foot. Gavin Lanning, a sophomore. Aiden Pond, our kickoff man, is the senior.
We're down to 10 seconds on the play clock. We need to get up there and get the ball snapped. Everybody get set.
Damian wants to throw. Here they come. A lot of guys after him. Timing pattern in the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. The receiver kind of stopped and cut his route off short.
Well, he was trying to go outside, and the cornerback here on this play shoved him back inside. Now, the ball, I'm not sure whether or not it had been released yet. I think it had, so he kind of got away with shoving him there when the ball in the air. But
well, that was dangerous.
That was dangerous.
Had two guys back there.
Yes.
So that does stop the clock. 13 seconds to play. We still have a timeout. I'll be honest, if we're going to try a field goal, I think we need to get closer by at least 10 yards. But
by at least 10, yeah.
So now 3 wide receivers. Damian back to throw again. Here they come after him again. He's in pressure, and he's going to go down.
Just need to call a timeout.
Yep. Damian Lossy is going to be stopped in the backfield at the 33-yard line, 4.7 seconds. And we do use our last timeout.
And we're just, we're out of any kind of field goal range.
Yeah, I don't think a field goal is – it would be a 1 in a million shot from here. I mean, this is would be even a long one for college because we'd spot it probably at the 40. That'd be a 50-yard field goal.
Yeah.
That's just, no.
And there's not enough time on the clock to be able to get the first down and get up there and spike the ball. I just don't think there's enough time to be able to do that. This is a one-play thing to try to get in the end zone.
That's
it.
We're
going to see what we can come up with.
I think you're right, Cody. I think it's a Hail Mary in the end zone and try to make a play.
Absolutely.
But, so now the Maroon Devils trying to come up with the play and see if we can get it in the right man's hands. They're going to change the clock just a little bit, so from 4.7 to 6 seconds now on the clock. But still, that's time for only one play, and neither team has a timeout. Of course, Murphy's going to put back a lot of guys in that secondary. Looks like they're going to go with a 3 or 4 man front, probably 3. And drop everybody else back. Yeah, they're going to go with a 3-man front here, Cody, and make everybody else play secondary.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, we're going to run, looks like 3 guys. We got to have some guys in there. They're going to bring in 1 guy on a blitz. Damian throwing left side, and traffic is going to be incomplete. And
there should have been some time left on the clock there.
Yep,
there certainly should have been time left on the clock.
There should have been over a second left on the clock.
Yeah, that ball hit with a second left on the clock. The head referee's kind of still standing here. I think he's waiting on somebody to call it to his attention.
Yeah, they're not going to change it. The referees are leaving the field, but there should have been a second left on the clock, I think, for one more play, but they're not going to play it.
Certainly time left on the clock right there.
Yep, that one kind of hurts as the Maroon Devils go down to defeat 15-14, and we go to Robbinsville next week. We'll come back and talk about that as we wrap it up. But first, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as we look back at what could have been, and you always like to play that, of course, Cody, and especially when you come out and lose a heartbreaker like this, 15-14, just that close. The only difference, of course, that 2-point conversion there at the end by the Murphy Bulldogs, but a hard-fought game. I mean, both teams just got after each other all night.
They did, and you know, we talked about this after the break, is, you know, if Swain's able to put the two halves of football together, then there's absolutely no way that Murphy can stay in that with us. But, you know, that is a great job, and we knew it was going to come down to this, and it's glad to see that from what they turned from last year, from such a devastating football game last year, to being able to play like this and compete at this level for both teams. It's really rewarding and a great ball game to watch.
Oh, it was a fabulous game. As we looked at some of the first half stats, of course, you know, we didn't do a lot offensively. I think 54 yards in the first half, and then we came back in the second half, and of course our offense really got it going better and had a better rhythm. But that says a lot about Murphy's defense. Our defense played a great first half, giving up only 7 points. And normally, when you hold a team to 15 points, you're going to come out on the winning end. But I think both teams are just so even in so many ways. If we played this game 9 more times, we'd probably have 5 wins apiece.
Absolutely, and you know, you did mention that. I think we had 3 times the yards in the second half as we had in the first half, over 3 times the yards. So being able to put 2 halves of football together is going to be very, very important for Swain going down the road, especially when playoff time gets here, is being able to do all of that for an entire 4 quarters.
And, of course, as everybody knows now, David Gentry win number 413 tonight. That was one of the storylines coming into the game, and he's the all-time winningest coach in North Carolina high school history, passing Jack Lawley, who we talked about in the pregame show tonight with, of course, maybe that'll kind of go away, and I'm sure the Murphy folks would just like to focus on football. But next week, of course, our Maroon Devils go to Robbinsville to take on the Robbinsville Black Knights, a team that is undefeated in conference play and has they're going to have a lot to say about the conference race. And now we've got to go over there and hope we can get a win. And hopefully, if you're looking at it from the Swain High angle, that Robbinsville can beat Murphy, and we're going to have another 3-way tie with each team with a loss.
Yeah, and that's very important, especially for us, you know, going in there, is trying to get as high as you can seeding-wise to get into the playoffs, especially in a conference like the Smoky Mountain Conference. I know that the rest of the state really weighs heavily in the strength of the Smoky Mountain Conference when it's looking at home versus away games in the playoffs. So the higher we can get, obviously, in the seedings, the better. So we just need to be able to have a short memory on this, learn from it, but look forward to Robbinsville and really get everything back together and put together 4 quarters of football.
Oh, no doubt about it, Cody. We appreciate you joining us here tonight.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
You always do a great job, and you bring a lot because you know the game so well. And man, oh man, I know we'd like to see that score flip the other way, but fabulous game to watch and broadcast tonight.
It was. It's always a joy to be able to watch 2 football teams of this caliber compete and hang in there. And really, there's no better place to be on a Friday night than right here at Boys Stage Field and be able to watch great football like we just did.
Oh, no doubt about it. Fans, join us again next Friday. We're going to be over at Big Oak Stadium. Now, I'm not sure we're going to be able to be on live as they don't allow that, so we'll probably just have to record it and make it available later. But, hey, if we can go over there and get a win, then, hey, we're going to be right back on track. So, fans, join us then as we're going to say so long. Our final here tonight, Murphy 15, our Maroon Devils 14. Have a great weekend from all your friends here at the Maroon Devils Network.
I'm Taylor Holt with the Maroon Devils Network. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our videos, please hit the notification bell down below so you can get a notification every time that we upload a video.